Assalamualaikum barigolo dalam sehu kal bismillah yuri hangai banda babi shibiti lungo Michael Rotterdam is about the 13th of March 2021 18:15 p.m. across the UK right now 19:15 p.m. in the rest of Europe in Paris, in Brussels, in Berlin, in Copenhagen, in Amsterdam, Oslo, Stockholm, well, different parts of mainland Europe. Carl Bismillah political perspective so program auto dimensional civil on platform auto. Atol Molmel joined right now. Nimel Minal join Baflali Bismillah. Thank you for joining me in another edition of Political Perspective. So, Kal Tentu Baki Kal Jai. Be Tentu Baki Kal Wati Kumal Menta. Alkanantol Lamoy Jang Bantaba. Because Allah participation of Kumaya Batale. Ninga tolte Golta Sawar Lakana platform auto coming ka for nyami. Ba wo komambal Tentu Baki atol killing al tol na al kontongola. Alde dunia da wada mbafla hope Allah we can all be taken well. The program of that lan man satalla tola coming ga nyame rek. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alma nga funta kun alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Bina diamo diam kala jang akese diamo ti me alonko sike diamo ti men sen tolbe na fa sen banko na fa sen party na fa. Man satalla sen tanka ay kanan ay nengolu guide kana kumal fo jamel alonko asina tinyaro samana bawo nengola ma sibo wate ka wara la bake nengo ma sibo wale ka wara kudul fongola ma siboti. Okay. Yeah. Thank you Momodu Sabali ngadi ay fenne sa fe Facebook kafoko we are winning, inshallah we are winning. Man satala la demaroto alma continue wala. So me programme dati na man satala to atol kilim fanan mele alongo albe programme jibe kan albe comment kan pour tel basic kumul fo jamen alongo asika na fa kumoti. In the same vein fanan comment ka ke jang wati nyamen ka dua tol kilim man satala se kayra ba kenni ase jareke na dinna ay sondo bol tumbulu bawo niyaji ni bebe kelanon wallahi jareke ndala sutor ni jareke na man soto mote ni nyon soto be mi la kudol bari mario atal ka jareke ndadi hada mari wala comment ka fo nyame. So nga dua nyina bolo dorong ala saudina meli ale man jata kinda so man sa tila meli alon ko nyoko bela sabante frewol fanan ka duwe bake alama alay so lajan so ne andi be ma bawo ka fo jande wati ibe dame mote je karla tol bebe laban na jël alama masatalla in tol me alon ko hino so tun fula in to jam fo nyato to mani nami na fona inani ay intara ku ken dol ke kambati mo bible mel tata masatalla si yam fima ila judubole kafarimi be la kaburo suto folo si soniable. In that vein be UDP and nikuya soto kotenke na tumana MP for the AM drame wale fama minjo diata stanyambi drame paabi ñing alama nema nin kafar kelay alama lajang sone alama be damen moti je karla ngaje ko bama masis announcement no gala fela ko inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un UDP party secretary general and entire executive supporters and militants are asking every member of the party and exact to join our brother honorable for the drama of Tumana constituency in mourning the death of our dear lovely father Pa Nyambi Drame, who died today about 1300 hours GMT. Burial will be later today. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Alama the platform of an bantaba the sama kondo na baki montol bela samoleti comme ba mamazi announced nyame ngaje wali junior fana ya safe molbe douala ke banye alama la suto kaburu follow soni alama ani sabanti frewol be dunia betenedro wala na dunia mo domon suleti alinga domon ñin politiko ni ñin kuwol kanam bula kula me alon ko sama mse regret bawo hadama dingolu ndingam fangol korosi bake hadama dingola lo wato ko dunia aka jamfantol fi bar man satalla nyato man jamfa mbe every minute nga suten na kabrolal every second nga suten na kabrola kam da ko tamo ye step taw bu ka josay balwobe wala nyama every minute we are all walking closer and closer to our graveyards. Ninka mira jela doron hakil tuwe warlan da malte male. Anu mansatalla ya fola ka konda malte matete kunna jana la warobe. So nga hakilo tu baki nyoto. Politiko kana tinna kumali fo mel manya na fola. Ni nyanta ke la reminder leti. Gambia ni wato kono. Na colleague fana me alon ko abe UK jang. Ka fa Albin Mendy ate fana ala cousin banta Gambia. Mba sango konton na la cousin atata holidi la ji. So mbate fana konton na sangola UDP chapter me mobe konton na la sangola la kola. Dunia betenne dron kay momo mbe katale batu wala may tar ay so mbokay dilen bismillah UDP online banta ba tay samedi fukki fan ak ñett si weeri March 13th of March 2021 political perspective show programme bu ñu am si weekend leen bismillah di doore programme bi ñaan di dugal yàlla ñu dugal si jaama génn si jaama ba pare ñun yëpp ku nekk dina ñaanal suñu bopp pour ñu am wér gu yaram ñu suñu dëkk bi tam Gambie yàlla jaama yàgga fa lu ma doon wax si soose UDP am nañ dëj suñu NP for tomorrow consequence ñu ne papa moo gaañu ñu ngi jaale famille bi sa 40 Dramé ak doomi UDP rek waa Gambia wani tumana pa ñambi Dramé ñu ñoo faatu ñu ngi jaale famille bi yàlla saraxam bi yàgga si loxo mbokkaam yi pare yàlla jégal ko si baakaram yi so this is really sad news for United Democratic Party ak de jaale ñoo xam ne tey ñu bari xëj na am na ñeneen ñi tamit ñu faatu aduna bi moom noonu la ñu def ndànk rek lu ma doon wax si soose bés bu nekk nit ki yaa ngi dox di jana jegeñ sa baamel bi loolu tax aduna bi daal def fu ñu def ndànka aduna bi jaru ko ngiri ngaaro bi soo tooñ doomi adama warlu am ego nga wàcc sa boppa waaw waaye nga tooñ nag ba pare di jaay yeneen ñi nit ku am xel du def loolu taate yàlla mu ne ñun ni neen suñu diggante moom mënu fa xëj waaw moom ak reyam bi yëpp yàlla moom ak doole bi yëpp bu mu am moo ne ñun ni neen suñu diggante mënu fa xëj waaye tey tamit aduna bi moom lu neex la ak noonu na xari ñu dee ànda maa ngi wis Essa Faal tamit tey la birthday maa ngi gis ñu bari Essa Faal lead council TRRC Gambia ñu bari kon ndamo ngi def liggéey bu baax TRRC gis naa media outlets yu bari ak Gambien yu bari bind nañ ko si seen Facebook Essa Bay Faal lead council TRRC okay so somebody is saying that Shehu Sedile, is it true that IGP Mamour Jobe waa loolu yëguma ko de. Is it true? Is that true? I don't know. That's news to me. I'm not maybe the Ndeye Fatima Jame, can somebody confirm? I don't know. I'm not aware of it. I don't know. How madal? How ma lolu manko. Mangi gis ñu bari ñu ngi bind lolu Facebook. Wow. Lolu yëguma ko sax bala ma ñëw ci programme bi. Okay. Engages what's on Gambia. IGP Mamour Jobe has just passed away. Wow. That's sad. That is really sad. Ndeysaan yàlla ñu ngi jaale family bi. It is truly sad. This is sad though. Jaale family bi waa Joben yëpp. May Allah forgive all his sins and grant him Jannatul Firdausi. Yes, managers as people are sending me. This is a day for Gambia. This regional police of Gambia, what's on Gambia? Okay. Let's see. Yeah, I think a lot of people are just posting that. I can see now it's true. A lot of people are. May his soul rest in perfect peace. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Okay. Mbaringolo womu kibar kuma baleti iko Gambia Inspector General Police Mamour Jobe. More Pacific ko wala bantante bring a platform to makala. I'm just seeing the comments right now. More WhatsApp Sizzler. It's true. A lot of people are confirming it. Oh, that's sad. Dunia mo domandoma already. Beka tele batu alama intraku. Dunia wokan domandoma olondrong alinga domandoma. It is sad. It is very, very sad. What's on Gambia post? I haven't seen any of the media outlets posted. Post follow. But let's wait and see. Maybe before the end of the show, we will confirm the details. So now you watch on Gambia, a screenshot earlier. Okay, a lot of people are reacting to that story. Okay, in program on schedule, I've got invited a few guests. Nyanjai, Nalum Faminala Nolebang. Nyanjai is coming. Demba Balde is supposed to come. Yunus Haidara is also supposed to come, and Wandefa will also join me at some point. House full. Lafita draft constitutional. Lafita wole kachala. Draft constitutional. Okay, got member Kerim Fanaya Postle. Member Kerim Fanaya Postle right now. So you can member Keria Postle right now. So this is news coming through. Member Keria Post. I think this is true. It's very, very sad though. Really, really sad day for Gambia. Sad day. And prior to that, Alaji Ngaji Fore Danjo Fore Drame Fanan Farmer Banta. Niye mentani wala nyutiko dunia muda multi. May his soul rest in peace. So Dolba Fokang is 100% true. IGP is gone, and may his soul rest in peace. IGP is Regional Police of the Gambia. Yeah. Okay. This is let's wait and see. Okay. While Junior go, I have confirmed from his son. So now it is 100% true. Go Gambia is Regional Police or band. Okay. So Mojamale are confirmed right now. So this is sad day for us, for Gambia. Mojamale are confirmed. So let me just put you guys on hold. I'm just gonna speak to somebody. Let me just put you guys on hold and see whether. Okay. Okay. Okay, I was just checking with my guest on the background there. So, sorry for that. Yeah, I think we have got the confirmation that Iko Mamujo Bantara Mani Manika Falkalai. So this program was scheduled. The guests are coming. We pray for his soul to rest in perfect peace and in Sabandi Freo Tomal Bay. Mbala tentula back in Bala Abela Mekong Utica and Banta Bala B. Is exactly 18:32 p.m. right now in the United Kingdom. Right now, 19:32 p.m. in Mainland Europe. So a couple of guests. My colleague Wendy Fasani is supposed to join me. Demba Balde and Yunus Hyderabad. I invited a lot of guests today, but Yunus Hyderabad is not going to stay long. Supposedly, maybe 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Demba Balde and Nyanja is also going to come after 7 o'clock. Mediamla purposely on the draft constitution. Mediamla will ban draft constitution. Adiamo Sia Bathel right now. Not topic also I'm going to solve those topic. The whole topic will for another day. So medium exclusively in draft constitution because adiamos here battle is Gambia but be very chaotic right now. Memeke kanji among Monyafa. Earlier on today, Bella Magan Kunum Bella Makan panel discussion on Majesty show. Bifanangala my branch la. Ñing topic killing wala be foka nengara ñing constitution to me alon ko say mo sa ko a fatale right now constitution adama barola ya fa obviously mbengalo ne ko barola ya fa amanke moti so mune jahalo warata rek wolam ñim bebe ke kan but still mol ke ñatiling particularly na la Gambia in fact opposition leader dolom malafika to fo jambare ngamla yalo ne bachili atata airwaves kafuko UDP la responsible ta ñun dunia ta fenti ngaje sarani jata ba fala yalla ko wala fo jam nata lunta yalla jal nga domandoma al nga domandoma anu sayati mo bible wala ci wala na ñim politiko kuma ya batale pour nga domandoma ala ma mbenga 2021 nga tarande mbar ala la yalla jumale ba tarande la jumata taranda te hadama di mo bloko no so tala drone e wolong fo memba tarande la and beyond ndol nin jikole ka trasiri walati na man jare ngiri ngarola aman jare nyo nengola aman jare nyo doyalan se keno political opponents tile but en kanake nyo jawolti dollom baklim faklim dollom banku din kilingolti alingan fangol jere control we are Gambians, let's get united banku doko we continue dunia momonata lunta yalla jang ila lungo ni ngasita hani 1 second ita la jang hani 1 second ni man satala suletele ita la jang anu saya ateman palasi lo aman fuare lo aman fankama lo aman dindi lo aman alfa lo aman musul lo aman ke lo ni lama rek be saya kuno nene la ala ma intera ku wala important alright bari memem fo kan kunun te jahal tare na information jamale soto jambi adama baro iko dalilo meatin na tata manka man kunda holiday la joni ngo kibaro fo non soto le Demba Balde been join at 7 o'clock. Nyanjai should join me, hopefully around that time. So Janin guest will be around 25 minutes intermedia moment kalangak. Wandifa will also join me, night change soto. Wandifa is a part of this team. Bedama in trap constitution koala. So just will be at different times. So they've been joined, we will take them. And if another perspective law. Demba Balde mantra UDP, wala nangati invite as a non-UDP member. Nyanja is also not part of UDP. So non-UDP amani platform manke ko UDP di so kumaya tale prunga non-UDP members ol fanana mira nyaaje because ninte diamata Yunus Haidara diamata Wandifa diamata Pata Pige diamata Karamba Ture diamata Jenama Mas diamata Kasama Sise Mandi Mor diamata Sabali diamata iko no wonder you know UDP ko leti right so wala is very important na model fanana perspective long mele alon ko mental UDP ko leti wala perspective is very important ba Gambia la political be a jahas bahas tala polarized mo malon say be kadi amusta dami but in them men understand why ibe UDP blame la kunum bella moy kane ngamoy fongo do ma lamin jay me fatu network very ala analysis I don't understand ako UDP la position woni Gambia la position tombe tare defon commenta je kon fon do ma dum fo say mind read ale mati bang and this is so disingenuous because prior to the rejection of the draft, ima alawaita first reading na ngalone minkata na assembly mbele ngaje la usenu da abota la Facebook live ke ako nga UDP support what mo nyim buru ha fongo manna about this retroactive clause amandati la usenu da abota my fati tata ikombe nga draft constitution international partners all EU World Bank ECOWAS UN ibeko nyin draft because nyin draft constitution the success of the transitional governance program are dependent on draft constitution. In draft manta, in transition program of failed. This is the most important thing. Come Mustafa Keda boya for nyame be branch. You know the most fundamental thing. You know kumayata beti. Transition on justice, transitional governance. Maralo Kenya bawo nga falindoro kele pro nga president sama na lual faling and nin constitution man faling akamta ntolunga men hamenyen transitional government program wa bele failed. So mbenga jele bring debita wolu barola debita wol men sang aning APRC debita wol debita dantangol jenda ye ya block because 75% threshold constitutional code janabita second reading 75% keme tula silula taworo ni lulu be nyanto somnal debita wol wosoto ko layatale so hani debita tan nin kilindon dantan sa block nole majority la vote but because of constitutional threshold men kaje comme ye sumanda ngo men keje ko député nanga mo nyanta sonnala jannabe pasla wala tina bari men ye draft constitutional support député wala siata melia against melia vote do en they voted for it UDP they voted for it some of the GDC members voted for it so ya block amanta secondary na fon nyanta block like committee state ima okay because adama baro kabrin constitutional kera anamanan diamala ala independent speech mo buka diamala buka abuka ngajele ya jame la constitutional itol ila AFPRC government they jealously defended that ilafta tambi but nyin retroactive clause ndefon sama Ibrahima Jaro invite debate nyanda men sota la programme oto ila yin Sunday political mbe participate la jele on this draft constitution I'm going to represent UDP ngamala NPP modo le fana invite wonte be UDP represent la je so mbe nyinka takela so mamme understand comme Mustafa K Dabo e men safi kun nying is between Gambia and Barrow UDP to fo manyana fala nyinto ba UDP sulu to mo sulu ma fo sulu to le UDP laba ay kuke isa tofo amon kuke isa tofo because nying retroactive clause constitutional review commission justice chorno jalo wala commission wala keji and wo committee adamale wo committee tombo kunungaje molbe adama fongola diamo share kan Facebook I think Adama said something birabe ni mol kalendila I think it's very important no jang I will read that here promolia understand okay kunun ngajele Adama baro ate fongoye kumofo je ko this is in June karotili nano 2018 okay Adama ko I hold the view as some other Gambians do that a 2-term limit for all heads of state of the republic should be entrenched in the new constitution. At the swearing-in ceremony, Nyime Baro PORG, Barola Pejoto, Baro POG, Junkaro Tilinano, Sanji Sabakomat, 2018. Being Abe swearing-in ceremony of the Constitutional Review Commission members all. Justice Chorno Jalon Altimo Brabe Kalindela State House. Adamale ko atefonanda korta nyinale ko comme Gambia jamala miraroto ko president manyana tambila tam fulala so say mone dia mo samana adama yine fo brabe committee nyin kandela so committee nyin ko Gambia no fona be lafri wala Gambia no lafto men iko retroactive clause I follow but mamme understand yin dia mo beto UDP ye constitutional support ko fen kana falinje so dol tata woli falling will dress out of desperation number malo malafike I don't want to be judgmental malafike la cool judge but nyim party dol wol tata le ko bawo baro man sonyina alinga song so UDP ko hani ntolla principle on dolla UDP la central committee la usino dabo ko ndolnga dame muta nga jele muta ko hani tondo hani comma full stop akana kafu in draft constitution ma because Gambia dingol la fita wala bawon to lenga ñin committee members ol bula do ko wala ye banko be yayi man dan Gambia da matole ye dunia fana yayi they consulted Gambians. This is the most consultative process kabrin Gambia fonso ñi sifana manon soto Gambia constitutional me alonko the level of consultation coming ye Gambian ol ñininka anama non soto Gambia karin Gambia independence so nil do ko keta million kemenin woro waye kafuje mola ben kol kan Gambia so malon fa Maria lonne ko okay mola ben kol kan from Gambia mala lafta mun flanye so be program wala so but marina fa am live okay so so nin keta it does it's very very sad okay so ninga tara ñinam problem oti ñinam problem oti woto ñimanyana kala problem ti ñimanyana kala big issue ti ñimanyana kala ño sabati ni atara adama e memfo wole ba kono bari no yalon to awol ga mi ko talk is cheap modo ko kudo fo aka fole just for the gallery amari ma lala because bi ñimanyana kala ño sabati ba munande surprise wala ñindi ntol gambianolu ñinon to la problem oti ñaaton kol kan divide le so adama sign successfully dolu fele melialon ko ite principle ñi men defend because GMC ñi principle le ko ñi constitution hani fenkana falinje UDP yo le fo GDC yo le fo mo be yo le fo so opposition be yo le fo but sign more ko because malafi we just want to have the draft constitution hada mari ñanda ka principle shot hana tara jareta la ngata election la 1997 constitution nimman sakunda sobe wonat anu gambianol ñanta ka barola government punish ye Senegal je ñene ni Senegal wol fota Senegal ko le banko le je ñaton ko nata amang alafta ka banko dingol filindi ikete bondi je wala na ya blay wara filindi bra blay ba wax waxet la adama baro ma ñana win na Gambia ñin draft constitutional fond that is enough justification ka tande ko alright ko ñin constitutional adama man ñanna win na Gambia just this ñin dama wo dama latin hana manke ku fon amanke mantrandi sola da selangoti amanke all the promises soldi amanke the failed government system amanke adama la incompetence just the draft constitution wo dama yatin adama man ñana win na Gambia this alone ñina tandi ko Gambia lo man ñana karto fayla damay be karto fayla president me alon ko ak kuma fo me alon ko atato so ñina to la problem oti but ndema men understand media like nyinge iba fola ko this is Dabo versus Barrow. This is not Dabo versus Barrow. This is about Adama Barrow versus the rest of Gambia. So Mayen Jahali, ikava ha UDP phone, ila positioning in Gambia tombetare. I find that to be insulting to UDP. Please, I'll careful. Yalon diamo, yes, nalon neko momo ye freedom of speech tole. Momo, you have right to express your opinion in a democratic discourse. But in yanta careful lefanam, you should be measured. UDP la position in tombeta ite olo nyadile. How do you know? Akamtako you are just speculating. Yalon nyadile ko position ole tombeta. Because UDP ko retroactive. Anu ni retroactive clause. Munente jahalije. Ninyi retroactive clause o man dati adama so ndolla quest ka foko time limit o yake muntu mala be start la so adama ka kana dati tela because adama la nyin sanji lulu ako kana kafuji so ningo man kafu sai ngoto ni atra unlikely ala man tangala ni adama winter 2021 winter 2026 o adama be tarla president ya sanji tani lulu so ndollo la nyin desire yaya jame mara sanji mo wonin fula Tala Sadaudo Kereba Jawara Mali Sanji Tanzara. Ni Adama for 15 years. So when are we going to start this time limit? Well, na Gambia being and flow together, ngani start covering sign. Ni Adama Marat Alaman Tankala 2021, 2026, 2031. Sakamda kabirin Gambia fonsoto time limited datila for 2031. 2031. 11 years time. Why mbe okela? So nying is simple. Alimbengana together. Alim you fata UDP ma. Bacheling wala agenda lona because we all along we have barole support. And this sometimes hanatere baroman kodi diala. This can convince people that baro possibly I could only diala. Because ite nyabe kene bato ko barole constitution on yin fa. Mbenga je ko barole constitution fa. Gambia be olone. Moma fa atelom. Systematically atelo benano nyin fa janna be wudula fon. So UDP tobe fola nyinto for what? Namanke konnante yati. Alinga tonya for once. Mustafa Keda boy listen to him on brunch. Honorable Sana Jawara ngaje la lam brunch. Abe journalist le la fita nyin buru hahala. Gambia journalist dolu wole la fita nyin drama la. They want to make this double UDP baro issue. Nyin manke oti. Senegal bili la problem okataji. Imatra ya trivialize. Ya ke Sonko Macky Sall. Ikole Senegal. Ikadiam Senegal. But in Tolu Gambia, this is a problem. Ni UDP ma keku. Alsina, you can come after UDP. We mobile support la. But in this in this instance, UDP moneke. Wala nanga guess also mananjang for their perspective. If anena yela kumulfo, ba oninde diam de ko se ube UDP le. Ni modo diam de ko se ube UDP le. We know that. But alinga tonya for once and for all. Alinga tonya for tonya lebe Gambia sambala. This is not the right time for us to try to pass the buck. And no ye banko je. Ngaje moja mabe saferola. IGP Mamour Job ala mane manin ko farkalay. Momo ela lungo binalare. Nka fo jande programme to sayate bayla. Wala na dunia alingam fakiloto. Ndeka kuma fo jam iben kitindi lala. Momo ya doku ke bribe public office iben kitindi lala. Everybody wala na dunia mo hakil to. Alinga domang in political, we will all be held to account for na utterances na saferol hani Facebook ikamel post je be kitin lalal kana mi ha saferol on Facebook no kalima botete da banko la kuoto ibe molu filindela tonya tije ibe kitindela male ni na ta longo yemen fo tonyante naina bolo sayi because hadama din jimin na be ka mistake le mo ndolbe we are mortal, we are not immortal. Man perfect. Timo mantana karola. So ni momo bar Gambia political be. Ndolo Gambia nulu nganyine ke ya jamela time. Man banko defend. Dole lata ya jameka. Because dole de kamfari in PPP molu kamale. Because it's overstatale. So birana ray ko ha UDP ni. The same team be will repeat kankole. New constitution o dukare. Gambia alimbe ngalo bi ndenga me expect from membe kela. Mo bebe lo le ko baro is the problem. Manana baro to buka fonyinto. Why UDP mneke baro ko atela nyin tamo fo e konti. Baro me alonko anatela ko sanji saba. Aboro ratata sanji lulu Gambia no ko ba sanji saba ni sanji lulu sanji fulada mal nga bolaji. Ano moma fo kate lola this 2021. Mol mo ko issuedi. Mol ko ni lota nyat le gagneta 2021 is lola wala nyin problem odi. Fo nyante kala nyo sabote leba. Munana Gambian will be all the analysts. But this issue of nde am independent. Ni independent no la nafika ya wartalde. Ni independent no to lefon la nafika ya warata. A independent lo media bank. A independent lo bank melia lanko ibe social media. Ito le Gambia jahase. Nyanja e lota la e tonyafo. Nyanja e ko. Ni manke parti kuti. Ni mu barola problema al nga nyati li barola. Nyanja e men fo lon tonyati. Ale nga tonyafo Gambia. Munana Gambia tonya fall to maranke yata na bankoka. Why Gambia ka tonya for je is a problem? Why Gambia ka tonya for Gambia is a problem? Mawle understand. Yamere nyina nan tol fon tol la banko fon mantra halakirimba. Because tonya le buka fo. Momo seke political expertise, political scientist. Ngo Senegal jibe. Biri mama oketaji. Macky Sall nala the powers vested in him. Macky Sall atolon Gambia Senegal la president bi bari Senegal la nyaton kolman silala ila dina nyaton kolman silala Senegal opposition man silal average Senegalese man silal a fasa ala fo siata dolla Gambia dolu start wol ka fasa but Senegalese membe diaspora ngale video jele protest organize inate iko they want to defend Senegal muran na nyinte kelan mo Gambia bari Gambia fo fen UDP lo ando munen kukling on dabul sana jawra fen safa la post kono binga mo a repeat tonya UDP dal tonya ndiro ko wara UDP la kar wala bak legi duma de mëna understand doy ñu ne ñom duñ participer ci talks bi Jonathan Goodluck ala nego bari Adama Barrow yaaje ko ay blondalek atele ko do di ñin député wala c'est ko marona boñolu ay bele tunkarawol akoy ko ñin nata constitutional nation assembly la faal kanation biko ngajele bari ñin lumena ñin constitutional man pass ye celebration leke NPP mo le celebration leke iko itol le gagneta wata fongol ko kumbo fongola disaster la so tata EU official all they demanded to see Barrow akate jara fo alman nyinje ba bakile man nyinje atol men ka fo ko nyimu UDP la problème odi al nyama nyinje EU official all ko nyim constitution nyanda talal Mohammed Ibn Chambers wol bebe diamka so bring international community praise all Barrow kam wotumola tata la justice minister akay ko nyim ko revive itata Jonathan Goodluck samanam ay signa jele ke Gambia signa flo fo signa saba the last attempt itata no Abuja de so itata Abuja then labanta Banjul ndam de ut ndam demo moman kamben ko UDP ko ngamuta dam hani tondo akana falinji and donc UDP executive UDP la central committee UDP la secretary general party leader la Oseno Dabo national president of UDP ajaratu yamunage yabo and deputy party leader Jayam Sek the whole entire executive mbal tentula mbal jela ali Gambia fasa nyame UDP di walota le Gambia fasa ale tonya le fasa comme UDP meta tonya fasa la nyame kapre 1996 kariya jame bigi hanama dingo ni principle te de principle la kana song wuro ye jijandi wuro se wara nyawonya tonya le kalaban dole be 2000 le iba fola haytalon tinyar lati bar man satalla yalo no jumalon tinyaroti bi nyantam bulo tilina Adama Barrow la ntulu bele nyanta fola Adama itelom banko la president itele nyanta trial ye fama ji bi Adama hanata nyo sobo ban UDP tema bari governance karola atelom president la double of ala political father bari bi nada na president ya atelom la double alfati because atelom banko bela president Gambia no yatele sindi so new constitution ni nyo sobo warata ji Adama la nyanta lola aya foko aman jari nyinna bawon tenga president ya mo bete kala no president you have to be lucky ala la tombo molle ke president so ala yete de ma hani sanju lulu yo ko president me yalan ko be deserve how many $1 million ikayo le soto I award UN award I all win because I ala kalimo nyine respect hani sanju lulo nimmo yo ko president ya leti nyanda fa alhamdulillah because dol vitalite il faut balu ite kala president mo be te kala no president so ni ala yeti dema ite nata hani sanju lulu kili ye Gambia mara ita fala alhamdulillah rabbil alamin ba ite wasala bang mu hadu melo nyenti every day sayalbe announce la ala nga hakilo tu bi nga jumale tofo ala mane mani kafar kalay IGP of Gambia kunu ni ko moye ko at 2021 tarle ba fala hani anun tolo killing ala ma jam fala mo malo membe 2021 this election ba tarla tarandila wala na nyiri ngaro be man na fa soto ali nga domon ali nga na banko je because tolo killing minala le nga nyim banko tujang ndingolo mumuringolo ya take over wala na this is about future generation ni retroactive clause is not about Adama fongo to manyana fala nyindla nyi is about akatale dorongo atelebe presidential nin comme sana jawra même fo bi programme ote nin UDP man seconda nat nyin draft constitutional revive to lawyer double term abe konti la jere alaw ta hanata nyin constitutional natale after in 2022-2023 la double ta sola fo ko nanyi sanje flote count la jere it has to be counted so munana barote son nawla Bakilite lola tonyafo. All these oppositional manyana for in fact this is between UDP and it. Alingo bula. Alinga tonya. This has nothing to do with UDP. Al UDP tobondi in land. It's so disheartening. Analyst will get time of state. Kalo half ago, UDP from a position because pour credit the UDP la dole is a problem. Ate Lamin Jai being after nga safe malum fa visitale because I wanted to bring Lamin Jai here. Lafita engage on that. I owe point for justice, so I was going to challenge him on that. On what basis ate afoko UDP la position on Gambia la position tombe I are based on what? It's just a speculation. And should you be, as a responsible journalist, just be speculative? Particularly in analyzing issues, they are so important like this. Tombe tala UDP la position. Akamta ko ite ikamen for UDP buka fenke Gambia. Nyindong aning Gambia benta. This is very, very disrespectful. And Lamin Jai, niare benyo audio la moila. Please, ila statement or retract. UDP mu party ballot. Thousands and thousands of people have a UDP. So itete lola jana ya for UDP la position in Gambia tombe tale yo la statement o ye contextually yala minilo yala diamo ni bakela diamo nyanta ka tendeng diamo amanke ko nengo diata rek because ika molu nenne malo nendiro tolman nendiro man nyen mira ko nendiro because it is so disrespectful to the United Democratic Party. It's so disrespectful to the leadership of UDP. Ko atolo mantra kelekan Gambia ale nyin tombeta malon for ale nyin meaning understand leba malon for Lamin Jai understands the gravity of the statement I meant for kono and that mama let's be measured because I come to UDP albuka kele Gambia nyin al tombenta le nyin mu jutu na ya statement ledi please ala retract because you are telling us the lawyer Dabo Mangambia je nyin ala position bentale Aji am sek man Gambia ji ñina position bentale how can you make such irresponsible statements wala nanga because ngalo men discuss la jane I did the most appropriate thing I wrote to him on WhatsApp I want us to talk but in Malonfa Digitala man reply maji so I will talk about it I reach out to him because after I wanted to give him the right to respond on Bantaba because new platform is you don't have to be UDP to be here I think in your statement, do you know is UDP are Gambians? Why do we even separate UDP and Gambia? Melbe UDP manke Gambia noti. So UDP la position in Gambia tombe on what basis? And I'm going to talk about this. This is so disrespectful. This is so wrong. We have media, we have right to scrutinize them. Media, they are not above criticism. Nali utterances we feel that it's insult to us. Menen na platform ol tole ngal opinion ol challenge kuloni horomokan. Ñi manke UDP ñi mu baroleti barole be Gambia tarrendi kam. Anu UDP ya mota dame ñi constitution ni baro man son. Constitution e fa ngata 1997 constitution. Lawyer Dabo e diamo ke jana ko UDP is ready 50 plus 1% lomba or simple majority because dolba fokan ko UDP be lari munela munana e mala fin constitutional pass because ning UDP lo I don't know sometimes how these people think Sirinjai fanana kumo Sirinjai is very irresponsible Sirinjai ko UDP be decree 1997 constitutional okay look Sirinjai la horizon na wara so I'm not going to spend my time anu melka foko manjana Sirinjai fola mandina len tonto fi because bantaba lolon wa fi we will reply to you mbal reply la respondi la kuloni horomokan de mod nenna jam de mod doyala bari ben platform ul use la kala statement ul debunk because that's the game Sidinjai la statement wo mala ka memfo because ninga tara wolom lawyer Dabo will not have done a Facebook live on the eve of the debate at the National Assembly, urging MPs to vote for this draft constitution. And all the UDP MPs voted yes for this constitution. So near the UDP be declaring simple majority law. From the word go, Mbafolana Deputy Oleneko don't even support this constitution at the National Assembly. For the problem. Do you have to be a rocket scientist to know that? Altatalier constitutional ali masquerade. Ali Alphonse in a very precarious position. Ali Dunia Jelendal. All right. So saying you want to hide behind the fact that Demba Balde is here, Baringa Demba welcome. Hey, Gainako, Dembo.
Yes, sir.
Sorry to nge kulinyi somanda juno yalon temalon ko huge time difference. What time is it over there now, Demba?
It's 11 a.m. right now.
11. Wow, so until just 7.
Yeah,
That's massive.
we're behind the whole wall pretty much.
They got to be Seattle goal. How many Seattle at the same time, or?
No, I'm in Seattle actually.
Oh, the Seattle. Okay.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
Seattle.
in Washington State. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Good.
Yeah.
Demba, thank you for coming. But rather sad news coming from Gambia. Maybe Yalon Ekuri IGP passed away.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I saw a news thing coming. IGP, Mama Joe.
Mama Job, yeah.
Allah.
Yeah, that's is yeah, but and therefore I started the show and I saw a lot of people commenting on it. So people are expressing their condolences. This is very sad. And also in Dolphin UDP la MP for Tumana Wofanam Farmer Bantale. Wofanam Farmer Bantale today. You say life is this there we go.
Allah.
Amin ya Rabbi, Amin ya Rabbi. Amin ya Rabbi, Amin ya Rabbi, Amin ya Rabbi. Amin ya Rabbi, Amin ya Rabbi.
Wow, I met him, in 2017 when I went to Gambia.
Okay.
Yeah,
but you were also recently in Gambia, right?
Yeah, I was. My family and I.
Because I saw your photos and go, Demba Betala Gambia, you know.
Wow, I'm so sorry. That's a sad news for Gambia. I mean, he's a seasoned police officer. He's been there for a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It is. It's right. It's really sad. Wow. We want to Kamarabako want to extend greetings to Demba and Akabe Kontona Kamarabako Akabe Kontona.
I continue back.
I have a program with Jibeka.
He's a great guy. He's a skilled guy.
Kamarabako,
yes.
Yeah, he's an asset for UDP, a big asset for us, very big asset.
He's an asset for the country. He's doing a lot of good things for a lot of people.
True, for the country.
Yes.
But Demba, until keep along, I know this incident happened, sad news happened, but we have to talk about certain things relating to the country. And program was scheduled even before this thing happened. So after I want to crave indulgence of our audience that we will the armament for the still part in international development. This is about the draft constitution, Demba.
Yes.
Diamo Siata. Demba, where are we?
We're stuck, Sadie.
Mm-hmm.
We're stuck. We're in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sad.
Mm-hmm.
It is sad that our constitution, we missed a great opportunity to start afresh.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So and it's all partisan politics that basically derail it.
Mm-hmm.
And it is kind of very, very sad that we're trying to build people are trying to talk about this constitution based on an individual citizens' interest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how do you build a national constitution about an individual?
Yeah,
it's just mind-boggling. And the sad thing about this thing, sometimes some of us gave a warning about this. So take a look at the alternative. When people were all over social media disparaging this constitution, this draft constitution, we gave out warnings that what is the alternative? Because people were picking pieces out of it. And that constitution is not perfect. The draft is not perfect. You and I, there's a lot of things that we disagree on. A lot of things that we don't like are in that draft. I mean, it's a progressive draft, and it gives us a fresh start on a lot of things. Bibi Lala say we can be charged with on libel or so many other things in the country. They can take us to court. They can prosecute because of all the draconian media laws. You understand? Those things are there. It's an opportunity to really have a fresh start for us, and then we can build it up from there. I talk about this in the beginning. Constitutions cannot be built around the most contentious issues. You cannot build a constitution around religion. You cannot build a constitution around gender or a political orientation. Constitutions are built for nations. So I was in Gambia, and then I happened to be a part of ideas. You know, when they come in, when good old Jonathan first came into the Gambia, when they were parading it out, they invited the media. I was there. I was we were invited at the Princess Hotel. The media was there and they briefed us, you know, and it was led by the Justice Department. Right? The idea, the guy who represented the idea, you know, briefed us, the media, about, and he was trying to get ideas from the media. And we all expressed our opinions about this. You know, I mean, I think what the government is doing, that they're doing a safe, you know, they're facing their safe, they're safe in their face. Because President Barrow and his team, this was their biggest signature sale. And they orchestrated the killing of their own signature legislative in their transition. They did not think about the implications of killing this draft. They did not think about, you know, what it took. There is, in our history, there has never been a draft constitution that has so much consultations to Gambian people and the stakeholders across the globe. Gambians have never been so conscious, or they never participated so much about their constitution or know their constitution because of this consultation sale. So this was a collective effort. All of us, we all could see ourselves in this draft in one way or the other. Of course, I mean, you cannot put together, you cannot satisfy everybody. So ultimately, what Adama Barrow and President Barrow and others did was, you know, they orchestrated the killing of this draft, and now they're facing a lot of backlash, either from the donors or from international partners, you know, from regional partners. They're facing a lot of challenges from all of this, and now they're trying to revive this. It is actually an insult to the Gambian people to have a good luck Jonathan and other people interfering, you know, in our constitutional draft, trying to dialogue what? Who are you dialoguing with? Who are you dialoguing with? And you know, say the sad thing is, sometimes this is why I'm worried about our partisan politics a lot, because it blinds us sometimes, you know, against our national interests. When Halifa suggested at the time that it was a simple, you know, a parliamentary maneuver, pull back the draft. The person who was presiding over it was Mamadou Sane. He was the deputy speaker. He was presiding over it. It was shut down right away. It was a simple parliamentary maneuver to bring back the draft in the parliament to give them the opportunity to revive it and to have everybody discuss it without any other challenges. But it was right away dismissed. You know, I mean, say we have to understand that there is some majority of our parliamentarians right now in the National Assembly does not have any experience in the National Assembly. They are new. So the seasoned ones that are in there that are trying to, you know, help some of these things, we shouldn't look at it from a political perspective, from a political view. You know, because Halifa at the time, it was seen as, you know what, this is a political coup d'etat or a political move by Halifa to be the champion again. No, it was a simple parliamentary maneuver idea to bring back the draft in the National Assembly so they can have a discussion. This draft should not be discussed anymore outside of the National Assembly. Because they are the only people who can approve or who can alter it. So if anything, the committees from the National Assembly should be the one discussing it. So Halifa's, you know, thing was shut down, and I warned my UDP colleagues at the time. I said, you know, actually, I think Halifa was right, but it was seen as there was Halifa again trying to steal the show.
Yeah. I
mean, we can agree to disagree, but I think it's the simplest thing to do. There is no reason why anybody from outside, good luck, Jonathan, listen, Seo, this Nigerian brother, some of these people are hustlers. They're hustlers. You know, listen, did anybody tell you what's the price tag?
No, Momala ya Jojela. Them are not audience on after pre local languages or mix because can you get audio to
idea is the one that is sponsoring this, or some other company is sponsoring it. Understand? But Imam Gambia government for
no, sorry, attending kala free.
No, there's nothing free there's no free meal out there.
There's no free lunch, yeah.
But guess what though? Any political parties meeting, you know what happens there? Including the media. More than 50 pounds already.
Yeah, ikadani meeting in Gambia.
Every meeting, 50 pounds. Honey journalists only carry like 50 pounds. When I was at that meeting, we were given 50 pounds each.
50 pounds each?
That is an international standard, actually. It's a UN international standard. Nita meeting, I mean, they take out those things as a token. It's like a transportation reimbursement.
So Demba, that's news to me. Demba, that is Demba on them all long. So pound even meeting in Gambia, Momo Tarajeka 50 pounds is a pound talulu.
Every meeting, Momo Tara meeting or Nemo secretary or Nemo catering or Emo journalist or Momo be 50 pounds already. They give it to you in an envelope. When we were at the Princess Hotel, we were given 50 pounds each.
That's about $3,000.
That's how many $1,000 is that?
3,000 over 3,000. So it's about 3,200. So I come to dollar Joe from Gambia.
Absolutely. So I mean, there is a some of the political leaders to be there. There is an incentive for them to continue to mobilize this, but it is an insult for Gunutun Jonathan I Bonam Bandala, Yafoko interfere Molla Fenko. Ni Aram Baro serious about negotiation. Monana political parties will commandicate dialogue.
So then, but as far as you know, Jamaleko Kodojo.
No, I mean, so company you can organize Wale Kajo.
Okay.
Wale Kajo, but they pass the bill over.
Yeah.
Because near Fenko organize, ila depends on Ikajo le Faka Pare, you workshop all many baby cake and say, Imantra cake and free.
Wow.
There is an incentive for these people. Put your gather, your meeting, okay, your workshop, okay, 1 hour, 2 hour meeting, your 50 pound or deal.
Bongama ko meltata Abuja, you hold your 400 euros lela.
I don't doubt it.
400 euros. Yeah, meltata je ko jo for the malam for mila hotel accommodation or whatever. But the appointment for Jarek, Wolom.
50 pounds, 50 pounds, you already know the envelope.
Yes, Kasamasi Mande Moro, it's true that the news that we are getting, the IGP of the Gambia passed away. When this program was on, I saw a lot of people commented on it. I was already live, and people, yeah, Kasamasi Mande Moro is just confirming. Ngaje ko Kerfatu ya Safele, Membekiri ya Safe. I think I can see a lot of Watson Gambia also wrote it. So sadly, may he still rest in peace. It's very sad. Yeah, Demba, just hold on. I've got my colleague here, Samba MC Balde. He's also the assistant PR of the UDP UK chapter. Samba, welcome to Bantaba.
Seho Jeff, thank you so much.
Yeah, ngene ka fi ak Demba Balde. War nga xam Demba de.
Wa amene hamna ko ni personally, how mo ko personally ni nila ko xamé ni rek on Facebook. Suma mbokki pol la.
Okay, what town then ma jël call bi?
Wa Balde, how man am Balde banala na Balde bolong la.
Man hana ya deglo pot.
Demba bim pulo am wala bani. Ko ben ni no sayda tan ko wala bani.
Lava no very okay, no problem.
La bani re. Ko no bido wala try. Ko sayda sental mi watta. Ko fulbe banjul ettigi ko dum hemmi.
Nani pular no very.
Ayira anali ko dum de fulbe banjul.
Fulbe banjul ko non ko sayda how no way.
Ala non man jamtande no family o.
Family alhamdulillah.
Fugane yo sa last trip banjul sa ya family bi ngeen do ñep si kasi was it the Brussels airport Fogna? I think so. You and your family yang towards the transit.
Right.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I got a call from a colleague one day for Sani.
I'm sorry.
So yan hamantengen mitngen banjul.
No, mitu ni. Damo ko sin ni transit si airport. I'm not sure whether Belgium or not, but in transit airport.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay, Samba, you tamit mangla bismillah because dama invite different guests today. Some from UDP, some like Demba is not part of UDP, so it's always good to have non-UDPians on this national issue. Balanyene wa guy UDP la Samba balemo UDP la lumwa regina support UDP. Samba yo tamit nan nga gise hamana yang don de follow lu Demba wa. Demba one this is boiled down to partisanship, unfortunately. You're not going to affair be stalemate. We have sticking point on this retroactive clause, apparently.
Wow, one diga Sehu. Did just invite as well. Bangi dega the sad news of Mahmoud Job debassandi. Yan no ko yala yerem hare ko ajana jegal ko bakarami. Susi yala sedal susi ko ami.
Amin ya Rabbi.
I think nalu Mr. Baldewa degala Sehu di first of all, dama bëgg wax moy ne dañ nit pour clarifier ne problème bi nekkul digante Barrow ak UDP or Dabo diganteel Barola ak Gambian yi
dégg
dañu war a def loolu noonu mu leer from the onset amul siki amul saka dafa happen rek ne UDP dafa nekk parti benn si parti yoo xam ne ñoom dañ decide to stick with the people simple as that loolu la waaye da nga gis ne léegi waxtaan bi dem na ba nga xam ne léegi waxtaan bi dañ ko ñàkkaloo ko fayda
wallahi
man dem naa ba maa ngi gis ne sax am na journalist ak media platforms yu jëm a ñàkkaloo affaire ci solo di ko def mu lu sili naan ne UDP dañu war a tëj Ousainou Darboe ak Barrow si benn néeg gay waxtaan benn juboo ñu soog leen a tijji affaire si nekk
Lamin Njie moo doon kaf noonu waaye those things are just I don't know moo doon kaf waaye
waaye tamit sax nekkut waxtaan boo xam ne la dañ si war a dugal kaf because si di seen programme am na ku call benn waaju call nekk si diaspora bi wax na ba jooy mu teg téléphone bi pour won la rek fan la li tollu si nit ñi ban importance la am ci nit ñi parce que waa jege wax di wone ne mu dafa disappointed si Adama Barrow ne Adama Barrow benn bi sax si dina ko bàyyee Gambian si so moom mu ngi xalaat doomam yi si future bi moo tax waa ji jooy so pour won la rek ne affaire si am na solo si ñun Gambian so dañu ko war a fulal dañu war a fulal waxtaan ji yaa ngi understand def si suñ namba suñ xel yi bu baax ñu mun a xam lu ñoo wax jàppee ko lu serious soo gisee wax yi dem naa ñëw na yëpp Seeku benn nit moo taxaw Gambian ñi taxaw benn nit ki ne na Gambian ngi puus moom mu romba instead of the other way around loolu mënut a am ne leen waxante dëgg mënut a am soo gisee CRC bi ni wër def all that tour Gambia Europe America pour am di consent pour am a rough idea of lan la Gambian yi bugga buñ leen waxee lan lañ bugga ñu jël ko binda ko teg ko si book mu nekk di draft constitution yaa ngi understand benn nit nag salaw si benn nit muta powerful ba nga xam ne dina mun a jël loolu noonu yëpp ne leen ne yéen Gambian yi toogee leen ne leen man lii bugguma ko ci nañ ko si sefet di teg nañ ko si seepi teg nañ si isi man li ma bugga man benn nit kii loolu waruñ ko mun a nangu benn Gambian waru ko mun a nangu loolu despite of ban parti nga nekka wala sax xëy na nekkuloo parti si benn political party da nga understand so léegi loolu noonu xapoon na léegi lu ñu war a def mooy nañ joxañ kan moo folte nañ joxañ ku teguwut ci yoon nañ joxoñ ku bëgg a jël suñ hopes and aspirations yi taxañ ko sànni ko isi bosam
wallahi
suñ defutee loolu noonu Seeku yi dañoo nekk di laadi li wax ji gën a bari wax ji di gën a bari bee benn nit ki am lu bëgga against the whole Gambian interest suma yaram daf dee daw suma toogee di xool suñ society ak di follow the conversation of the draft gis naa politicians si wax nañ si journalist si wax nañ si civil service bi tam civil society group yi wax nañ ci am na ñu si nekk sax si civil society group sax ñu ne ñoom faale wuñ ku wrong ak ku right ñoom nañ am constitution rek waaye si li ma wax mooy mun loo ñëw si banque nga fekka kuy bëgg a rob banque bi ak police bi nga jël ñoom ñaar yëpp taxal nañ benn place ne leen de man faale wu ma rob yéen ñaar yëpp lay loolu mu ta dem
wallahi waay
xel mul koo jël
Samba doguma la de lu tax dégga tumaranke Gambia lu tax dégga wax dégga gis naa lu tax maa ngi wax lii last week gis nañ ci Sénégal lu fa xew lu xewoon Sénégal te Sénégal ay suñu lan ngeen suñ nawle lañ Sénégal ak Gambia diina bi nekk Gambia moo nekk Sénégal waaye Sénégal bu dëkk bi jaxasoo gis nañ seen kilifa yi génn wax président bi dégga ba loolu tax na ba président bi mu backtrack dëkk bi day ñëw ñu ne nekkuñ di laxa wax bi Gambia nag laxa wax bi Gambia nag lii du ñëpp waaye this is part of us da nga gis ñaari xarit sax ñu am problème demba pour nga gis kuy ñëw wax dëgga ku nekk da nga bëgg a please kii nga bëgg a please kii loolu mooy suñu problème right now ñoom lu ñu dee wax media bi because dégg naa gars yi ñu doon wax dimba ñu ne problème yi Gambia tey sa Lamin Cham mu ngi ko doon repeat brunch mu ne Gambia's problem now is UDP Barrow NPP ba be yeneen parti sax kenn du dee wax so anything bu xew rek waaye su UDP def loo xam ne jaaduut su fekkee ne UDP dañu against on constitution bi from the word go Gambia yëpp dañu waroon a manko ñu ne hey UDP yéen ay problème Gambia. While UDP supported this, bara retroactive clause bi yëf fi wax bi ñëw may faati génn fi ñu ne dañu war a votal constitution bi. All the opposition lawyer daa def video. Tey su fekkee ne problème am comme pour dëgëral sa wax bi rek foog naa Gambia yëpp dañu war a manko ñu ne Barrow yooyu ay problème bi. waruñoo joxoon UDP sax. UDP defu dara dama dëgëral sa wax bi rek ma bàyyi nga continuer.
loolu su amee sax Seeku loolu su amee su Gambia yëpp manko ñëw joxañ ne yow affaire si day yow dafa mel ne yow yaa juum. loolu daf ñoo defar ñun Gambien daf ñoo defar.
waaw
yaa ngi understand dafa consolidate suñ dëkka suñ démocratique gain si push ñu forward because of su boobaa ñu ngi sàkku dëgga bi xooluñ si butu kenn xooluñ si parti kenn.
wallahi
yaa ngi understand loolu daf ñoo defar loolu mu ñoo wàññi dara. waaye léegi dem nañ ba nga xam ne sax comme instead of ñu wax dëgga bi sax duñ ko wax ñu ngi ko ignore pour rek ne jox leen ñu draft. su fekkee ne at the end of the day si li ma wax mooy su fekkee at the end of the day ne yow draft bi sefet nañ ko teg wàññi nañ si li yokk nañ si li wàññi nañ si li isi ko si parliament bi somehow some miraculous way draft bi pass and by the end of the year ñu am a constitution the sanctity of that constitution génne nañ ko fa bu yàgga.
wallahi
there is no point the spirit of this draft constitution mooy ne dafa am yoo xam ne daf ci nekka su si nekk lu mu si nekka warul see mun a génn because of loolu mooy suñ dream si moom mooy suñ bugga yi loolu mooy suñ nameel loolu lañ namal ñun Gambia soo si génnee loolu ñëpp at the end of the day jox ñu ay kayit ay draft ne am ngeen constitution amul njëriñ Seeku because suñ nameel luñ bëggoon def ko ci loolu lañ bëgg a seppi tegee ko boor isul ñu something else loolu moo nekkoon lu make sense boppi nit ñi.
wax nga dégg xaaral ma dem si Demba yeah I don't know whether you want to speak. You can speak either Mandinka
or Wolof. I can speak in Mandinka. Bach, thank you very much, Mr. Balde. Even for earlier, mantra sabatri in Gambia. Wala mutonya kesori. Na dino mantima Gambia seo. Nko. Dina ya manke ko ye hafta no du yeta salola every day.
Wallahi nga wo fo jande wati
wati manke ko ye ala to reference every time idi amuda o manke
warega alquran ayol karam
be alquran ayol karam ibe ko be fola ika alquran ayol fangol bendu karam fa don fango ibuka wol fango na minin lo
ibuka la minin long baraka
ko mantra sabari na jol ni suota da fa kuda ni tara Gambia sew bende ke kan Gambia billahi ndale nganyim foye wallahi na banko di ya mantima yaje nganyim fole ko ka wulu banko kan asototal bari ka wulu banko fan kanan ka yela banko kanu o fana mu different things. There's a difference between being a citizen born in the country and a patriotic citizen me yalan ko ala banko kanu every Gambian ka claim ko ngana banko kanu but how many Gambians really would get up every single day and go to work for the country without their own interest?
Abansia
no problem. One nationalism sort of I mean, I don't think generalize that it's not going to be fair.
It's not going to be fair, yes.
Some people in Gambia, we definitely have some of this, but majority this is why discussion or support not to go to Nigeria, but sometimes for this political party not together discuss. Because right now, agree to put a draft on impact. You know that from now against December, it's not going to work. Because need draft of park right now, right now, a draft on impact right now, it has to be president, and it has to go through the legal process. Election in December. So why are you wasting our time?
Yeah.
Why are we wasting our time? So not only a meeting, okay, let's say Dabonyol Nada, Halifanyol Nada. This is why sometimes I'm in support of at the table. Don't wait to be invited. Be at the table. Because new one day, I mentioned some loud mouths may alongo ibe tarala ni meeting oto ibe chocho kela ibe blaming kela ibe la talking so tala and they think they are the people who are the players, the key players in this game. When actually if the prominent people were at the table, they would have directed this right to its right place. I think I'm going to the parliament, and this cannot be resolved on the outside.
Yeah.
Say, I mean, don't no problems in Gambia.
Back funded.
Because ala in tankale mbuka dum seytano kono, a civil war and unrest and all that kind of stuff. Na wulula le dual jabital. But Gambia a problem no sodole. Wala nga problem no sodole. You can blame anybody you want. This blame game, you can blame anybody. At the end of the day, we elect only one executive at a time.
Yeah.
Only one president at a time. Ultimately, President Barrow is responsible for what is happening in the Gambia. So Gambia, we change our rationale, our way of thinking. We change it towards our country.
Yeah.
Relying on problems, that is how I see this. What is happening is a waste of time. It's a fanfare.
Fanfare, real fanfare. Demba ngebola loje for memurla na nembe media for na role nyinkala. But right now we have got our brother Nyanjai from Gambia. Nyang Mangla, welcome Bandaba again. Nekolofi Ganak. Jerejef, thank you for honoring the invitation to come to the platform. Mange am fi co-panelist Demba Balde Gainako at Sambab MC Balde UK. So thank you, Nyang.
All right. Good evening, the Baldes, and good evening, Mr. Sadie Lee. And good evening to the viewers. It's a pleasure to be on board because we have a very pertinent issue that needs the voice or voices of the citizens, not the politicians. But Gambians need to understand one thing. When we booted Jammeh out, there was a reason for booting him out. And that's why we happen to have a transitional government, not a government that continued where Jammeh left. That government had an overwhelming unanimity amongst Gambians that the system was faulty, i.e. the institutions of state. The instrument of state, i.e. our constitution, was faulty. The social contract that we lived under as Gambians were faulty, i.e. the inequalities in society, the injustices in society, the criminal enterprises that were in society. Therefore, an overwhelming majority of Gambians, not politicians, Gambians, agreed that we needed a new constitution. We needed to strengthen the institutions of state, and that's why we were talking about security sector reform. That's why we were talking about the TRRC. That's why we had the Janet Commission and others, so that we can have fiscal and procurement reforms, and equally to have reparations for victims. And victims are not only people who were maimed and killed. They were Gambians that were dispossessed, and therefore we wanted land reform and other things. Now, what happened? Everything that the Gambian dreamt of at the end when Jammeh left, it's today the Gambia's nightmare. What does that mean? Everything we wanted didn't materialize. And who is to be blamed? I think that's the million-dollar question we need to answer. That million-dollar question, who is to be blamed? When Gambians line up on that hot sun of December 1st, they elected one person and one person alone. President Adama Barrow. Why was he elected? He was elected based on a ticket, and that ticket was telling Gambians it's going to be a transitional government. We will address A, B, C, D, and E, and those included the reforms we are talking about and the constitution. It's been 4.5 years. Nothing has happened on the issue of the constitution. We have seen how the Janet Commission has literally died without enforcement. We have seen how security sector reform has been nothing but a lip service. The only fate we have left is what is left of the TRRC and the outcomes that may happen. We don't know yet. But all the transitional pillars of this country have failed and woefully failed. Therefore, if Gambians are to do a stop take, we all have a collective responsibility, but equally we have an individual accountability. And on that individual accountability, the burden rests on Adama Barrow and no one else.
True. Bugomala, dog. Like the only thing is, amnane, ñun angale suñu waré fa ñu dugg angale bu bari ci suñu waxtaan. Dama ñaan paneliste rek pour ñu blend ko, because dañ dé defar programme audios te dañ ko dé tassaré ci in lot of forums yi suma mbokki ñoom kay ñoom mënuñoo làkk anglais bu ñanjaay bi duñu mën a understand sax ak jaaranka yi ak soo demee badibu so just xam naa ne man suma boppa it's very difficult pour ma wax just straight on source rek without blending it, so ñu minimize rek waaye ñam bala nga continuer rek I just want to be fair. Hamnane Yeginga, the sad news that we heard from Gambia, the IGP, sadly passed away. We paid our respect to him. May his soul rest in peace. Hamanda Yeginga ko yangi Gambia.
Well, I'm in Gambia, but sometimes I live in a cocoon, and honestly, I'm not on social media as people thought I am. This is news to me. I'm just hearing it, but I think it's a sad day for all of us.
Yeah.
And it's a sad day for being a Gambian, because we are each other's keepers and we are our brother's keepers.
Yes.
So the demise of Alhaji Mamour Job is a surprise to me, but condolences to him and condolences to his family and the entire nation, because
definitely it's a sad day, because
the
office he's IGP of the Gambia. The news Watson Gambia wrote it, Kerfat wrote it. A lot of this media member carrying time wrote. I think there is an element of truth in it. I saw it. So is Bumaji saying so many it's our deepest condolences to him and to the government, people of the Gambia, the entire police force. This is a moment that we need somber reflection. Let's pay our respect to him. Despite whatever differences, kuy dunda dina mos de bakken bu dunda rek dina mos de way yalla mo yi. So we pay our respects to the family of Alhaji Mamour Job. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Why mun nga continue rek because this program was already obviously living nañ yaga, but depuis demba maa ngi arrange panelists, so affaire Gambia la tamit xam nga, this is not, we are not here for fanfare. We are discussing a very important document on national constitution of the Gambia. Nyanjay yow nekkuloo UDP te xam naa ne demba maa ngi doon déglu sa live video bi, yaa ngi doon appeal ne buñ génne buñ blame kenn, buñ blame opposition leaders yi, this is about Gambia. Waaye dégg naa si lot of analysts, some of the opposition members ñu ne problem bi yëpp UDP la. Bachile said it. Bachile went on Fatu Network. Gap Fonama moy member of Gambia, Hamalanda Gambia for all Lahoma. Mune problem yëpp UDP. Gambia Action Party. Wow, mune problem yëpp UDP la. So some of the analysts are saying then you wanna invite Barrow at Dabo in a room. Li is UDP problem la at Barrow. Lolu naka nga gisee lolu, Nyanjay?
Wow, Nyanjay has been astafurlah nga balal ma bima ñëwé Gambia ba tay fekkee na lum tuuti ñetti election and suma karta fuma neex la ko dé sani, but Nyanjay ñeme na taxaw anywhere ne he is not a card bearing member of any party, number one. Number two, he is a Gambian who has a right, and when the time comes he exercises that right diligently and within the best interest of society as he sees fit and deem fit. Lolu suma boss la. On si issue constitution man suma gis-gis is a private citizen's gis-gis without any political undertone but a civic undertone. Lima gis moy Barrow mom la Gambia ni tana pour mu jàppa ci li ñoo oyé suñ transitional pillars yi. Constitution benn ci banxaasi transitional pillars yooyu la. Seetlu naa ci suma seetlu bu gàtta ne depuis bim ñëwee after mu form a team called CRC musu ko ubbi gémmiñam gi promote, defend or push agenda constitution bi. Lu tax ma wax lii soo bëgg a yóbbu loi si néegi député war nga o député yi ne leen man ma indi lii, man maay promoteur yi, man maa bugga mu am, bugga naa ngeen def ci dara. Benn ñaareel ñun ñëpp ak Stevie Wonder bi nga xam ne dafa gumbo ak Ray Charles xam nañ ne Barrow moo rey initiative yi constitution bi ci assembly bi. Lu tax ma wax loolu bu fekkee ne yow yaay président nit ñaa ngi wax ne lii de dañ ko bugg a rey fii, fooguloo woon ne comme ni ambassadeur EU bi, comme ni American ambassadeur bi jógee dem ca parlement ba ñaan leen ne leen lii de lu am njëriñ la ci ëllëgi Gambia, doo leen ngeen seen nu ngeen def mu pass ko. Président bi waroon naa am sañ-sañ boobu.
Sorry, I think Nyang, I think somebody in the panel is having the device on.
Sorry, that's my bad.
Sorry. Okay.
Sorry, I apologize.
So président bi waroon naa am sañ-sañ mu oo député yi ne leen lii de bu leen ko nasaxal man de bugga naa mu taxaw ñaareel ñetteel bi affaire bi demee ba fail waroon naa adresse dëkk bi ne leen ñun de li taxoon ñu xeex yëpp constitution la fu mu nekk fail na naka la ñoo delloo ci drawing board bi seet li ñuy def waaye nag ñu ne boo gisee li ëmba lu tax constitution bi yëpp fail it's not our collective need waaye personal buga nit moo tax mu fail nañ leen waxante dëgg lan mooy personal buga bi li nga xam ne moo nekk di Achilles heel of this constitution mooy self perpetuity mooy li nga xam ne mooy Gambien yëpp dañ d'accord ne gannaaw Yaya Jammeh jógee na fi suñ ëllëg bu dëkk bi bugguñ benn nit nekk fi doole ba ëppa dëkk bi doole loolu naka lañ ko mun a defee mooy ñu make sure ne ku fee nekkaati président doo mun a toog lu passé fukki at moom président bi ne moom bañut loolu yëpp de bañut ku fee toog bul passé fukki at waaye nag nañ ko nangul ne juróomi atam yu njëkk yi ñun duñ ko compter loolu nag soo ko gisee dafa am lu ma si jàng man lan laa si jàng mooy kuñ dox yëpp doo jël yëpp su fekkee ne sax ne loolu luwaa moom may na ko xelam ak conscience am daf ko war a wax ne loolu bad governance la xelam ak conscience am daf ko war a wax ne bul gàtta xel waaye lim def man firéew ma ko dara lu dul nit ku gàtta xel nit ku jiital boppam te mënuloo nekk ndawi réew mënuloo nekk njiiti réew nga jiital sa bopp nga fàtte ñi nga xam ne ñoo la tànn man foofu la amee problème ak borom lifin suñ head of state bi
waaw jërëjëf Ñaan Njaay balaa ma dellu back to Samba Balde am na lu nga fi wax yow si sa wax bi yëpp dafa mel ni da nga am disappointment bu rëy si Adama Barrow si affaire yi retroactive clause bi because this is only sticking point fii la problème yi nekk right now loolu rek la su loolu amutoon problème by now xëy na lii dinañ ko they will take fast track it to the National Assembly yëfi gazette bi yëpp dinañ ko everything will be fast track so that we can go through referendum and you embrace this adopt this constitution. Why let me bëgg nga comment, is it a fair comment in your view ne ñu ne ñuy joxoon UDP ne UDP ñooy problème?
man ni maa mun a tontoo sa tontu bi waruñu xam nga du UDP rek joxoñ nañ fi Halifa Sallah ne bokkut ci wax gi nañ leen fair lii is not a political showdown lu tax ma ne du political showdown ñi nga xam ne ñoo amee lenge yi ñi nga xam ne ñoo amee machine bi nga xam ne mooy mun a lu move lii mooy nguur gi nañ leen waxante dëgga Halifa Sallah munuta personally mun na ko def as a private member mu introduce bill waaye lii dafa nekk responsibilité xam ne Gambien si dañ ko dénka kiñ fi teg pour mu liggéeyal ñu ko therefore moom war naa make sure ne li nit ñi bugga li nit ñi gënta li nit ñi séentu jéem na mu am so therefore pour man lii is not a failure of the political parties but it's a failure of the Gambian ñun la man foofu laa gisee wax gi gis nga fu mu nekk buñ blame Ousainou Darboe Halifa Sallah or anyone nañ leen blame solely ñun Gambien si ne ñun ñoo bugga ak kan lañ dénka pour mu make sure suñ bugga am na kan lañ dénka du Halifa Sallah kan lañ dénka du lawyer Ousainou Darboe Adama Barrow ak nguuram lañ ko dénka so ñun Gambien si ñoo war a jóg am a civic action boo xam ne dañoo jànkuwante ak Adama Barrow ñu waxtaan ak moom mu delloo xelam xam ne su ñun amutoon nguur du am su nguur amutoon tey kenn du ko ne président therefore na delloo xelam gis ñi nga xam ne ñoo fi taxawoon ne lii lañ bugga génneel ñu Yaya Jammeh lan lañ bugga ñi fi defoon lu bon yëpp dalal seen kaw lan lañ bugga jox ñu constitution bu ees ñun ñëpp ñu am rights yoo xam ne dañu ko protect fu mu nekk 4.5 years ba tey ñu ngi ci Public Order Act boo xam ne man Ñang Njaay mun na maa teg benn béréb seditious law yoo xam ne mun na maa teg benn béréb kon lan moo taxoon ñu génne fi Yaya Jammeh
jar naa laajte de
kon nag moo tax jaruta laajte de ñun ñoo war a am fula ak fayda this is not a political decision this is a civic decision loolu laa bëgg a Gambien si xew this is not about UDP and Adama Barrow this is the Gambian against Adama Barrow Gambia
one final point and I go to the other panel xam nga mang do wax UDP platform la man xejna dina am that element bias position a little bit. Why luta mang do wax UDP? Imagine su fekkee ne Dabo did not go to Abuja. Facebook did not run down. Doi did not. They excluded themselves from this talks from the word go. Even meeting Bunyo Banjul, Doi is not participating. UDP at least, you engage Diego, them a lawyer about them in Nigeria. Even he got the backlash. Even some people are disappointed with them Nigeria, but eventually just why he went there. But imagine if UDP did not participate in these talks at all. Doi was in. Hey, UDP you participate, you blame UDP. Then UDP you problem. Much more so UDP demoton. Yes, the magnitude of the blame on UDP is by far bigger. We have the leader of the opposition party came out on one of the biggest platforms on Fatu Network and said UDP in your problem in Gambia. Doi wasn't mentioned. I know some people may have made side comments here, Luta Halifa demo or something. But let's say the Buruhaha right now, the media the media has narrowed this down. UDP, no problem. Some of the analysts not so. Baron, no problem. No, very few people are talking about Doi in this situation, and maybe Doi have a very good reason why they are not going to the talks. I respect their position. They are very highly intelligent people with great political experience. Maybe they have got a legit point. Luther, they don't want to be part of these talks. But what I'm saying is, that's why I brought that point. But you are right to say that this is not a partisan issue. But I'm the media outlets they narrow this to UDP Barrow. Nobody is talking about PDIs right now.
Well, Mantamit, as an independent analyst, I happen to have a problem. Luta UDP dem ci wax gi. Xam nga dafa am lu ñoo ooyee political equity.
Absolutely.
Suñ la ooyee ne la kaay nga bokk ci wax.
Wow.
Am na ñoo xam ne they have nothing to lose pour dem ci wax gi because daf leen a jox visibility.
Yeah.
UDP, they made a wrong tactical decision attending this meeting. Luta. Olof Njaay mu ne dooma rey ba pare nga jaale ma. Barrow dafa rey suñ document muy suñ constitution broad daylight. Ñun ñëpp xam nañ loolu gis nañ ko. Perewut pour resurrect constitution bi because position am changeul. Luta nit anybody for that matter. Wara nangu ne dina waxtaan ak kii because ñu ne soo buggee waxtaan da nga war a ñëw in good faith ba pare nga indi wale equity. Waxtaani Goodluck Jonathan it was not a waxtaan based on good faith. And most of the people sitting there, didn't come with equity on the table. So therefore, man duma UDP, why I think strategically UDP blundered. And UDP gave Adama Barrow the opportunity to resurrect something that he knows in his heart he doesn't want to resurrect, but he wants to give it another false start. UDP played along with him. And today, any backlash that UDP is getting is thanks to UDP allowing to play in a game. Bo hamne amuton a proper plan and a proper intent by the sponsor. International ideas collaborated and backrolled by the government of the Gambia.
Anyway,
okay. I don't
want this to be Madam Samba, man disagree with you on that. But I go to Samba. Samba, dega nga lu ñanjay wax.
Wa deg na ko. Hala ma try for offer maybe a slightly different perspective to ñanjay from Guinea rek. So let's assume ne Barrow isiwaat na this draft paper si floor bi. Ba pare mu wax MPs ne lii laa bëgga ñu change si so mu dem through the committee and then amuñ a dialogue before loolu mu dem through the committee that same disagreement dina nekk within that committee stage and chances are dina fail dañ go through out again so ni ma gisee dem this dialogue bu gay am with Jonathan am Gambia ak biir Nigeria although man personally I don't think ne jaroon na sax bi invite Jonathan. Why Jonathan already? Anyway, what are you going to do about it next? Next more UDP political party la. So you go invite in a dialogue. I think ne dafa wara am the courtesy at the respect to respond to that, to honor that invitation. Even so you dem see invitation bobu see that dialogue pour wax len sax ne suma tanki demba moy suma tanki tay. Suma taxaw la taxaw because of man nit la taxaw. Lolu sax doy na pour ñu attend that that meeting. So li ma ko gisee mooy ne that dialogue is important. It's important in a sense ne foofu daf ñoo jox the opportunity to pour ñu mun a wax try to am a consensus of on these contentious issues ay di retroactive ak yeneen balaa mooy dem si committee stage bi because su fekkee amuñ ko mu dem ci committee stage bi what is the point because dañoo demaat xuloo fa disagree ñu vote ko again. Man loolu laa gisee di value lu tax UDP seen dem si dialogue bi am njëriñ.
Well, thank you, Samba. Madam T. Demba, yeah, Nyanjay la position on Moile. What's your take on it?
Moile, Nyanjay, thank you very much, brother. Good to see you, man.
Always a pleasure.
I mean, as an independent analyst again, right? I see things in there is no way that UDP should have sent lawyer Dabo to go to Abuja. Because there's something called political capital.
Yeah.
They say, well, UDP any mistake or kill it before. And sometimes perhaps I don't mean to be today Albukaje, while Hani Aliaje, maybe Alta Fonola. Near a top leader ta. Yastin to a negotiation table, Niku for a fege. It is binding. The leader has the ultimate power. You know what I mean? And his words are supposed to be guided. There is no way Lawyer Dabo should be sitting down with the people like what's his name again?
Sidinjai.
In Abuja. Send out any low-ranking member of the UDP to go to Abuja. You know that in Abuja there was not going to be any tangible agreement in Abuja. So why is UDP taking the risk to send its political leader to a negotiation table that basically has no bearings? I mean, UDP made this mistake before. Dabo talked about the 3-year agreement, just to reflect your thing back, right? The 3-year agreement, the 3-year judgment.
Yeah.
Right? You talk about the 3-year agreement and all that. And then he had to backtrack it. He had to go back to the to the committee to backtrack it. And the excuse was that UDP doesn't belong to Dabo. He was speaking his mind. Dabo cannot be speaking on his mind because by virtue of his leadership, whatever he says weighs on the party and weighs on everybody else. So for me, I mean, I am in agreement in Halifa and others and UDP and others all sitting down and talking about this thing. But again, my only reason for that is that they could have diverted the conversation back to where it belongs, which is to the National Assembly, and not waste time with Adam Barrow and with these political parties that have absolutely no political weight.
Okay.
So I mean, you guys sometimes I think you have a very thin skin. UDP has the electoral power in the Gambia. They just won last elections across the Gambia. Right? Almost across the country. So therefore, UDP is a major player. And every time there is politics, mentioned, UDP is going to get the brunt of it. That comes with it. You understand? Blame that by virtue of your power. Who is blaming GMC right now?
Nobody.
Who is blaming GAP? I mean, come on, man. I mean, let's just be realistic. I mean, but the UDP has to protect its leader by virtue of not allowing him to go into a situation where he can say something that the party will have to backtrack it again. And again, and time again, it gets into that situation, and Nyanga for Nyame. The problem of American politics damati. The Mugambia problem also. Now, when we elect National Assembly representatives, they our draft constitution, 116 million or 23 million. We spent on every Gambian participated in this draft. And we allow our National Assembly to play pinball ball. We sit on the sides and blaming each other. This is a national responsibility. The Banku Dimol Fowl, not a National Assembly, though. The National Assembly Fowl and the Trajan B 116 million alias spending blando. It's not going to go in vain. Listen to you. This government is not going to give us anything, that we don't do. The government is people. And listen to me here. I say this again as Nyanja. We elect one leader at a time. And our system is an executive system. That means an individual have a control, use the leader. Where is Adama Barrow's leadership? So it's like a red meat, right? To throw Adama Barrow to the UDP, right? But where is his leadership? Everywhere in the world, in the United States, everywhere, any legislation that goes on, the leader participates, coordinates, and shows his position. But Adam Barrow managed to successfully surround himself with people. Marani, I wonder happens around the world. Wala advices on people like Siaka Jar and others. People like Sidi Njai and others. People like Busano, wala ala advices on. Say make mention for them because I don't shy away from mentioning these people because these people today, they are the people that are advising our president to do.
Yeah, they are public officials. Yeah.
And listen, the other thing is, ultimately, Adam Barrow. Adam Barrow is responsible for what's happening, as Nyang Jai said.
Thank you very much, Demba Balde.
And until we hold accountable.
Thank you so much, Demba Samba. I'll come back to you guys again. All right. The new UDP platform, the UDP platform, where we are open-minded, and this is why, in fact, that was the whole essence of bringing two non-UDP members. More on that invite one if Pata PJ Karamba you on the same page. Why? Let's understand UDP is a government in waiting.
Yes.
And UDP, we have to get the thick skin to be criticized.
Absolutely.
We should let the media criticize UDP. We have to be scrutinized. So they're gonna lu Nyanjai wah, they're gonna lu Demba wah. Even a lot of people saying the lawyer about no them Nigeria. We had this debate was on social media. Even some of the UDP members said it. But okay, man, I want to bring in the flip side. Okay, I'm not negating the points that you raised. Well, I'm looking at this from a different perspective altogether. UDP is the biggest player in this. I tell you, just in the political polarization, UDP we got the blame, the lion's share of the blame. Whether we do this or that, and imagine if Dabo did not go in Nigeria. And let me say the other side why Dabo participated in Nigeria. Yes, Dabo, this guy Barrow killed this off at the embryonic stage. With the judo drag constitution. But this is the most important national document, the Constitution. In a transitional justice program, success of the draft constitution is primary. It's so important that Dabo Mune, wow, I have to go. Yes, there's a stalemate. So if he tries to stay away, whatever undervalue the whole thing. Dabo Jahudli fighter. Let me tell you one thing. If Dabo did not go to Nigeria, guy agree fofu, munyo mone man dakoroma. The same blame is going to happen on UDP. In fact, Demut Nigeria, he felt too big. UDP no problem. He went there and spoke his mind. He hasn't spoken to the press. He hasn't done any press conference because Mune defa har be Jonathan now he said this is the UDP central position. Yes, I understand your points. Can you Mantuma Baba? I said maybe the UDP leader could have delegated a lower rank because Sidinjai, but maybe Demba, did he know the composition of the delegation? Did he know that NPP was going to send Sidinjai? Probably not, because they were just invited individually. Maybe the UDP leader, unless Jonathan sent a list of delegates to them prior to his agreement to go to Nigeria, maybe he did not even know that Sidinjai was going to represent. NPP would not tell Dabo, we are delegating Sidinjai to go to these talks. So that was the role of the coordinator. The facilitator should have sent the participants list prior to, deal. Maybe, I'm just saying maybe. But let's put that aside. Crying over spilled milk. Dabo them to Nigeria already. Obviously, either way, some people said he shouldn't have gone, but he's gone. Now, the problem right now is it fair for UDP? Because right now we went there, we said, no, we are with Gambian people. Yesterday, I listened to Giso. Lamin Jago Fatu Network with Bena Analyst, UD's position never coincide with Gambia's position. UDP never wanted to defend it. Never Tom Berek. So we don't win here. Whatever we do, we will get the blame. That's UDP today in Gambia's politics. So I just want to throw this out there to you. Yes, this is why I have to, I'm UDP. I'm going to defend the party. So
there is what you call a tunnel vision within the UDP rank and file, unfortunately.
Yeah.
When you live in a bubble, sometimes you don't see outside of the bubble, and that helps in what we call myopic vision.
Yeah.
Some of us sitting on the outside, we prefer to see things better. What is that? There is substance and there is form in this issue we're talking about. The substantive issues are, prior to Jonathan coming in, we had something that failed. When Jonathan came in, we were still on a dead on arrival, meaning the end game of Jonathan would not have given us anything good, because what President Barrow was looking for and his position was against the collective interest of Gambians. Therefore, that was a dead on arrival. It was a train leading to nowhere, period. What I think UDP should have done, even if they want to go to the talks, were to go to the talks and don't talk about the substantive issues of the constitution, but talk about process. Tell Jonathan that the executive can have what you call a certificate of urgency, meaning gazetting and all that we can shorten. Let them reintroduce the very document that Gambians paid money and consulted widely to prepare back to the parliament.
Well, that's what UDP did.
Allow me. If they told Jonathan, look, we're not here to talk about retroactivity and all this. We're here to talk about process. You want us to help you resurrect a document? We will not talk about the substantive issues. Let the parliament and the people of the Gambia talk about it, because that's where it belongs. What we can help you with is for you to ask the government to come up with a certificate of urgency, reintroduce this as a bill to parliament, and this time around, I know that the Gambians will hold their parliamentarians accountable. And this time around, no one dares usurp the right and the aspiration of the Gambian by turning down a document when the people you're representing are wanting and asking for a document. Therefore, people will ask, are you representing us, we the people, or you are representing an interest? And that would have been a collision between the people and their representative. And that would have been the easy way out. We would have saved time, and all this brouhaha that's going on would not have gone on. So what UDP needed to do was to be a game changer, but not a follower of the game set by Goodluck Jonathan and Adama Barrow. They played along on a game that they know was a gravy train leading to nowhere.
But there should have been this bond between, or this understanding between the representatives and the people. The exact scenario in the first draft, the people wanted their representatives to vote this bill through, but they just did not, because of there were certain processes they were so entrenched in their corner, they can't sort of come outside from their corner to see what the people want and give what the people want. They would rather give Adama Barrow what he wants. So my whole argument in this morning, if there is no dialogue outside, it's not the responsibility for anybody to change it, but if there is no dialogue outside of the parliament, put you a sort of an understanding. If we go back to the parliament, to the committee stages, we're going to end up back in the same position. More Adama Barrow's team will say, look, we want this in, UDP and UDOI say we want this out. Lolo may question buga po si Nyang Jai at perhaps maybe Demba. How do we sort of cross that bridge inside the committee? If I can Bensi party say amun that understanding that okay, we accept this to be in there, but we don't accept this to be in there. So if I can our person in the first instance is still the same thing, and you still want us to go to the committee stage without having a dialogue out.
Okay.
How do you resolve that?
Demba, sorry. Samba, somebody said you are breaking badly. I don't know who is breaking. Just one person. When one person commented, he is breaking badly. Who? Audience or member Giberola, can you be specific? Is it Samba Balde who is breaking or somebody else? Can you be more specific when you comment so that I can know who is breaking? Only one person made that comment. Maybe it could be the person's device as well. But Samba, I think they will react to the question that you just asked. Damabuga in the New Gambia League, we have spoken so much about political leaders. UDP, Dabo, Barrow. Why? Tuzulumade wafi. Nka memfo jan Demba. I'll start with Demba. self-accountability. We have to start it from ourselves as a Gambian. Nyang amna lumfiwa. We will hold our MPs accountable. But how come we did not hold them accountable when they killed it, even before it went for the first reading? Gambia ni talk nañ, okay, Facebook Republic wax nañ, Nyanjay wax na, man wax na, Demba must have spoken, Samba, the usual thing, binda Facebook lañ def. But what I'm seeing, action on the ground. Dara. If the cabinet did not instruct Attorney General Dawda Jallow to restart this, rekindle this effort, and they brought in Jonathan, fii la ñoo nekkal li affaire bi dee ba ñu dem election. Because gis nañ fi lo Sénégal. Again, Senegal, ñoom suñ bëggu dara dinañ gëné woné sen naxar. I'm not calling for riots, but the civic society, the Gambian people could have organized a peaceful protest to the National Assembly to express their dissatisfaction why MPs blocked something lo xamné was a document lo xamné Gambians ñoo ko buga through the TRC. They consulted. It was a very consultative exercise, very detailed. When you dañoo talk rek, it's just a Facebook Republic, WhatsApp forums, and that's it. So ñun, as citizens, should we always be quiet when our country, our leaders are taking us for granted? Because Nying is very simple. We will make these talks. Barrow will not listen. But sometimes we should be decisive. A simple protest at the National Assembly could have sent a powerful message to our leader that we want this draft. And maybe he would have risen, just like Macky Sall risen, when the Senegalese came out and said, we're not accepting this. But Gambia Demba.
Yeah, so in a democracy, there's so many ways you can hold your leaders accountable.
Yeah.
And one of the ways is through the electoral ballot. One of the second ways is through a mass uprising. Yeah. Right? Organizing petitions, organizing citizens, and holding your elected leaders accountable.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, we're a very small, a very young democracy, kind of.
Yeah.
We came from a stigma. I worked in the 22 years. As even calling for a protest is like calling for a violence.
It's like a taboo.
And we have seen it's like a taboo. So we are not mature enough to be able to gather people. But yes, citizens in a mature democracy, citizens should be able to organize and show their discontent to their national leaders. In fact, there was a time here we said numbers of the National Assembly members. For people to call them, bombard them with telephone numbers and say, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
That's one way. The other way is to wait for the ballot box.
Yeah.
Okay? But say at the end of the day, I think for us, our transition is for our ultimate solution is for Gambians to organize themselves independently, independent of political parties, to organize ourselves and hold our elected leaders and our institutions and our businesses accountable by popular demand. Okay, we're not there yet. We may get there one day, but we're not there yet. Samba Kamemfo, UDP, Bola Kasida, Bori Kasida.
Well, on the problem, we can never win.
But the problem is Nico, because that did not go to. If he didn't go to Abuja or to Nigeria, he's going to get blamed. Yeah. Whatever you do, he's going to get blamed anyway.
He's going to get the blame. Yeah.
So, but why is that a big issue then? Why not just look at what is in the best interest in the country, long term, not only short term? Because I mean, there's Young and I talk about tunnel vision, right? I mean, sometimes it's a small political window that people are looking at, and therefore it gets us in trouble. Let's look at the national interest, the long term interest of the country, right? So one of the mistakes with this draft constitution was excluding the National Assembly in negotiating this draft constitution. Everywhere in the world where legislations are drafted, you have legislative staff that draft legislations and bring them over with the support of their National Assembly members or their elected representatives. They support it. Committees should have been formed within the National Assembly to discuss the draft constitution prior to it going. But you form a body outside of the National Assembly. Ultimately, the National Assembly is the one that decides whether this draft moves forward or not. But they were excluded in the beginning. Now, if this draft was revived, right? The National Assembly can form committees again and discuss ultimately what may happen to this draft. Listen, say, Amanke Tonya Tiko, Molba Fokanko, the only sticking point is the retroactive. It's not true.
Yeah, there are other issues. That's the main sticking point.
There are other issues there.
But that is the main sticking point, though.
That is not even the main sticking point. That's what people are people pick up on. That's what people pick up on. But you know that the religious issue is a big deal.
The judges, and also.
So bring it back to the National Assembly to discuss and have a consensus or have a dialogue as to what they can agree on. What? Listen, if Gambians are conscious and they're very, very serious, Barrow can have 50 years retroactive. Okay, he can lose the elections come December. Shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah.
And how do we even formulate a constitution in the name of an individual or the interest of?
Thank you.
It's very sad.
Thank you.
But these discussions, National Assembly members, political leaders would all be able to recognize that, you know what, this is not about one individual. And they will be able to move it through the process.
Yeah, but Demba, you reference this point about the committee concept, but there are many ways to go to Rome, right? Clearly, the CRC consulted the National Assembly during this process. They had several meetings with the MPs. The MPs gave their input, but just like they consulted you. Yeah.
They were not key players in it. They should have been the one, really championing this as committees. Discussing. That was just the point I was trying to make.
Anyway, I got your point, Nyanjai.
Okay, the problem in this country is the indifference of the citizenry, the indifference of the citizenry. The Gambian generally like to outsource his or her social deliverables for others to do.
Lack of all of people back.
Wow,
sorry about this.
No problem. The problem in Gambia, mooy nit ñi dañ jël seen responsibility of state ñu dénk ko ñeneen pour ñu defar leen. Lu ma miin ci loolu mooy you look at someone like Madi Jobati, for example, he picks on issues and muy see wax, but the average Gambian will see Madi Jobati on the street ne ko jërëjëf ci li nga def, but Gambian boobu di xool boppam man lan lay def. So Gambian, we am a critical mass amongst us to do what is right to take this country where it ought to be taken. So how can we change and how can we make a difference? I look at Nyang Jai 2.5 years ago. When Nyang Jai writes, every morning someone by the name of Fode Jawla will call me, insult me, abuse me, UDP forums, dinañ ma saga, dinañ def lu nekk. Why? What I was talking about then, they were not interested in. But guess what? Of late, there is a convergence of thought between where Nyang Jai is and where they are. But Nyang Jai's position hasn't moved. So I think there is also selfishness in our part. Sometimes when people talk of national interest, people look at narrowly defined political interest.
Why do they saga them?
Hey, I am Nyang Jai. I can go back. I am telling you because this is a name. It didn't traumatize me. But every day in, day out, this guy is out just to insult me, not because I've said anything wrong, but the positions I was taking, he was intolerant to. And those positions are still my position today. Let me give you a good example. When the MPs received those cars, I was one of the Gambians that vehemently opposed it because of rent seeking, the possibility of rent seeking by those, anonymous donors.
Yeah, we all let me Nyang, let's move on. Let me just say this.
But I want to make a point, CD.
No, make a point. I just want to make this. This is Nyang's opinion. Obviously, doesn't reflect all our orientation. So Mange Wahne, because Mange was somebody come is a fellow UDPian. Also, he's also a colleague of mine. Allegedly the base saga. I know ne 4-day car for a hypocrite, but 4-day. My brother, hypocrisy. So I just want to make this clear.
No, my brother. You see, the truth will always be the truth, and it will lead.
No, I'm not saying it's not true. I am also giving my side.
Yeah, I'm not saying what you're saying is true. Allow me what I'm saying. The truth. Degabi. Be aduna bi di tuki. Degala neka te film deka. Fofula deka. Ilarul abadan. The problem, moy, the intolerant. Of most of your militants makes it difficult to have a national conversation that is not in their interest. And that
can you say some of them instead of most?
No, well, I can speak for Nyang Jai.
Okay.
What Nyang Jai writes, there was a time 2.5 years ago, 90% of what I write was getting bashings. Today, I am writing on the same issues, and those people are sharing it.
Yeah, that
So
is the politics.
No, it's not politics. Their interest more change.
Interest,
we need to agree on one thing.
Yeah.
If we are talking about national interest, let us not be partisan. Sometimes our national interest can collide with your partisan interest. That is a blessing. But if it doesn't collide, let's still look at the bigger picture for the collective good. And people like Nyamjai, they want to talk about the collective good.
Yeah.
I am not against Adama Barrow, but I am against the position he has taken against the national interest. Yeah. I was not against
I completely agree with you. In a democracy, we all have to be tolerant to each other, and we don't expect everybody to have to like agree with. Man, when I put out something there, Wala Demba Balde or Sama Balde, there is bound to be disagreement. That's why we call it national discourse. But what I'm saying is, even the vehicles you mentioned, I made that mistake, and I apologize here on Bantala. I was one of the people who supported those anonymous donations, but in retrospect, for now, Richuna Lomo support on because Fofula affair with Doron, we should not have encouraged Barrow with these anonymous donations. We supported those vehicles. Duman Kena, man, not one thing. Luma Jooms affair Gambia, then I know fee retract. I do na mistake on nasi system change Halifa Saleh. When Halifa said there was no system change, I was one of the people who went out after Halifa Saleh. I disagreed with him, but in retrospect, lu Halifa Wahon. Time bobu nonu ñun we were supporting Barrow, ñu ngi nekk ci Kambi, we were carried away by the support UDP. Barrow is our Barrow. Man, I apologize here because there is no system change in Gambia. Te lu nga wax ni tamit dëgg la. Average Gambian, léegi nga agree. You have that experience. Man, when Balama joined UDP, I was one of the critics of UDP. Monegon Freedom, I used to criticize. And I have a lot of disagreement with some of the UDP members. But now I am the same camp with them. They agree with me. This is the thing. It happens. It's not only you. So I just want to add a different side of it. But one thing that I will say now, insults mom, then go again. I always say it here. Insults mom, we shouldn't encourage that. I should not insult Barrow because I'm in UDP. Boroma saga Barrow. The man don't allow Ken saga Barrow official platform. None of it. I'm not saga on Ibrahim Silla. I deleted the comment. I said, no, you cannot insult Ibrahim Silla. You can disagree with him. So, Young, I just want to buttress your point. We have to be greatly tolerant to each other, to one another, as Gambians, because our diversity is our strength.
Thank you so much.
Then they can be doing them. So we'll have the Nyanjais of this world, we'll have the Demba Baldes of this world, we will have Samba Baldes of this world. So together we can all move the country forward.
So basically that was just an anecdote. I will come back to the issue.
Yeah.
Like I said, we need to be nationally oriented and nationally driven. And sometimes your political aspirations can go in line with the national quest and the national drive.
Yeah.
So if we do that, I think we will have a convergence of thought between your party interests and the collective goods interest. But what I'm saying is the Gambian society is very lethargic when it comes to the interests of the collective good. The reason why Adama Barrow is getting away with murder, what I mean murder, he's getting away with what he wants, is because we are not united at the national front, not the political front. The apex interest of all of us, whether it's DOI, UDP, is national interest. And national interest, we should not try and cajole it because of narrowly defined political interest. And this, to me, if we change collectively as a nation, not UDP, collectively as Gambians, we understand that political parties are here for a reason, to drive a national interest. What is the national interest? I think the national interest, 99% of us know it, but sometimes then they jital swing political interest, and soon jital swing political interest, right? There are going to be problems.
Okay, young lady, I will have other two people to come in. Lady, I want to wrap up this session. Why? Before I do so, we have discussed so much about problem, what is happening right now. Stalemate more, and now we don't know what's going to happen next. But right now, your sister Helad, what is the way forward? Baro up to this minute, Degumane Kampambi have given up on this retroactive issue. The UDP's position is explicit. Dot what to change draft B. Let them take the draft back as it was originally presented. We haven't heard from the other camp. So learn more. What's the solution? Let's focus on the solution. What's the way forward right now? Do you think we might go to our presidential election with the 1997 constitution?
Man bena camp more campi Gambia because amut constitution do UDP, amut constitution do MPP. Constitution Gambia at Gambians more So what can be? Political parties then you were a dimbale, buñ ko gisee campi B at campi Bele. Na neka campi Gambia. So lolu ame, we will make Barrow weaker. Because in unity we have numbers. The overwhelming majority of us must not wear a partisan hat in trying to fix this constitutional crisis. We should wear a national hat and make it a civic duty, not a political duty. Like I said, there is a process that if we institute, we will have a way out. And that is to make sure that overwhelming majority of Gambians demand from Adama Barrow, we want this bill to be reintroduced by the executive to the parliament. We want this bill to come in with a certificate of urgency, meaning they will fast track the process or processes.
Yeah.
Now, that's where we, the citizens, come out again. And when we come out, we are not wearing a UDP hat. We are not wearing an NPP hat. We are not wearing a DOI hat. I want a Gambia that is secular. I want a Gambia that has curbs in terms of how long a leader can be in power. I want a Gambia that is going to have 50+1, meaning you cannot be a minority and still be a leader in this country. You need
consent. I just want you to pinpoint, put your finger on this. Barrow nangut, sun nangut, lan la ñoo def.
Lan la ñoo def. Barrow dafa melni mbindaan la. Xam nga nit ki so fonkul sa boppa do xam sa doole. Gambian bi fonkul boppa mota xamul dolem. The word Barrow nanguwut sax dafa melni yow nga am mbindaan sa kër ngay ko fay weer bu dee nga ne ko dama bëgg benn ci tay mu ne ma non tay mbaxal la togal te yow yaa moom sa dépasse yaa ko fay weer bu dee yaa ko fay dépasse wut loolu. Barrow dañ ko wara won where power lies and who has power. It's we the people. We are a sovereign state. Power resides on us, not on Barrow. So I think we are really taking this conversation where it needs to go. We should not babysit Barrow. We should not negotiate on something that's our fundamental right, but we should demand from Barrow what we expect of him as a representative of the people. If not, what can andam? Te nak njit bes bu wacce andam nit ñi dañ ko wara won place am tek ko place am. Lolu nak ñun am nañ matuwayam, am nañ tools yi, ba pare constitution bi jox nañu right. Kon nak ñun ñoo wara li sosé di wax Gambians yi iña yele ubi len sen boti ngeen def li war ak li gën ci yeen.
Wa légui dina dem ci Samba Andis. Wa ñang man suma try to decode lu ngay wax. Dafa melni ñun ñoo wara jël suñu dëkk bi. We don't allow benn nit ki jël our sovereignty away from us. Why in this Gambia like Demba lu waxoon ne ñun suñ political consciousness agangut foofu where average Gambia lu gom rek mooy toog si këram taal ataayam bi rek di complain wala dem si Facebook bi di def programme ñanjaay dem Facebook rek di wax WhatsApp audio si ñu nekk di génne audio. But in terms of decisive action, because we have to understand one thing. According to the section 25D of the Gambian Constitution, Dara Bono again organized peacefully protest. Well, of course, we got this big elephant there, the Public Order Act. Okay, that is the MPs have disappointed. They haven't repealed that because they so book again procession right. You know what? They got permit. So Nyanja is gone. But I will come back to you guys because man, from the Kenny. Dama sona ñuy discuss problem bi because problem xam nañ Gambians yi dañ wara nangul li NPP cannot hold us to ransom ne li du fi na am benn NPP ta 116 million bu ñu spend ak time bi yëpp li ñu sani ko ci mbalit. Your final word on this ñang and then I will move to the other panelists.
Jërëjëf li nga wax lu am solo la NPP teguñ ñu ko de. Adama Barrow du problème yi Gambians yi ñooy seen problème yi boppa. Ndikte ku am lu la naxari dang ko wara fajj te constitution bi tay lu mo bon jox nañu avenues pour ñu fajj suñ naxar to a limited extent. That limited extent, are we exercising it collectively? The answer is no. What is our problem? The problem is, it's not only ignorance, but it's selfishness. The Gambian, though our society is not sophisticated, we know our interest, but our interest is so cheap, and our interest shortchanges us. We are a group of people, collectively. Suñ buga buga yi dafa tuuti torop. We are not ambitious, and we don't demand much for trading our dignity out. So ñun ñoo wara ubi suñ boti ñu wéci suñ gis-gis, then ñi ñoo lead, just like Mick Mills will say, Adama Barrow is not putting respect on your name and my name because we are not respecting ourselves. The day we respect ourselves, he will put respect behind our names as Gambians.
Okay, legi ma dem si Samba yow tamit ma bayla rek, you make your last point, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
What is the solution? What next?
Thank you, Sehu. Just to if we are to have a way forward, we must all acknowledge we have to stand behind the draft, not behind Adama Barrow. So dañu am pour find a way forward, dañu bëgg push this to the parliament, dañu wara am some sort of unity, and pour am that unity dañu am pour acknowledge we have to stand behind the draft as it is. We must not yield to Adama Barrow, because su fekkee ne divide nañu rek some UDP taxaw fii ak doy ne ñoom they are for the draft, and then you have all the other parties say ne maybe we should think about it. Su boobaa rek defeat nañu duñ am a way forward, dañu nekk in the stagnant
indi na xaajaloo ba pare.
Wow, so we have to be resolute in our demands pour Adama Barrow move. Dafa mel ne ñun ñaar ñu jàkkaarloo rek Seexu ñu ngi taxaw si corridor ñun ñaar, yow yaay Adama Barrow, man may Gambia. Man ñun ñoo war a taxaw ne Adama Barrow you move, but not the other way around. Su fekkee loolu am na rek duñu mën a am a way forward, dinañ nekk si this stagnant position ba election jot ñu dem into election with 1997 constitution. Say 87% of the Gambian population ñoo wax ne bu ay ci RC bi demee round pour find out seen constitution bi 87% of the Gambian population ñoo wax ne ñoom dañ bugga this 2-term limit. So who is Adama Barrow pour try pour change loolu noonu? Man loolu laa mënta understand. Benn nit mooy try pour change loolu noonu. Ba pare tamit teg si ne Sehu executive bi amuñ ak Adama Barrow amuñ benn right pour change that CRC document. Su ko gay change rek comme mooy lu honorable Jawara Sana wax tey si suba si brunch bi, nekkaatut di draft constitution, nekkaatut suñu hopes and aspirations yi, dafa nekk a government bill. Te su boobaa how many people are gonna vote for it? Man mi MC duma vote for it su fekkee ne gay change nañ ko, because dafa nekkaatut suma aspirations and hopes yi ma bëggoon to vote for it. So the fact that change nañ ko rek, you get risk people voting it down. You understand? So ni ma ko gisee mooy let's all stand behind this draft. Buñ ko gisee ni UDP la, buñ ko gisee ni Adama Barrow la. It's not. This is just simple Gambian document la with our president.
Thank you, Samba Balde. Thank you for coming on. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure having you, my brother. Thank you.
No problem,
Demba, I have to apologize. No longer you're pressed for time. I saw your message. I would have asked you to give your final words first, but any of this. But I only saw your message now. So, Demba, thank you for coming to Bantaba. It was always a pleasure. UDP called Chowdomandini, but it's part of the game. We need to listen to the other side as well, so that we can learn from divergence of opinions. Thank you. Ila final word. What's the solution in your view? How do we get out of this?
Yeah, we have a solution. I mean, in a democracy, solutions are kind of fluid, right? I mean, sometimes you never know what the outcome is, right? So, but in the mirror, Adama Barrow ultimately Gambian Solinyanta hold responsible. Adumanyana hold responsible only for this draft constitution.
Yeah.
Throughout covering 2016 to now.
Yeah.
Gambian Olela, I lied on Mendi Gambian on appeal.
Yeah.
Nama amanke odama famoti leadership no dol Gambian on leader ngame aspire no purka leader soro. Me yalon ko be Gambia sambala to the next level. Adama Barrow appeal. Clearly, I demonstrate le ko Adama Barrow ala interest. I wale Kenyato dina Gambian la interest.
Yeah.
So solution. allow the draft constitution to come back to the floor.
Yeah.
Okay, for it to be discussed and to be voted as it is. Okay, maybe changes financial changes only, okay, minimal changes only, among controversial changes only. The retroactive has to go. You understand? But in Adam Baro wala Imanso wala, you know what the solution is? Mobilize Adam Baro vote out one more time.
Vote out on December 1st. December 4th.
The Gambians must teach him a lesson. And not only him, must teach every leader. After Adam Baro. A lesson for ni Gambian only account dealer, ni Gambian only trust dealer. You dare not take advantage of that. Take us for granted. Yata iko ifamol tamori. Adam Baro in every aspect. Ni nata imu honest human being. Nata idan kene ata alala. Ikan konya for idala. Yalo neko Adam Baro has failed in his leadership.
But Samba, malam fo nyim moyla Adam ante fong la moya fa ya ko foro man nyanna kala hido di ya buruka. Adam fong la nyim fo de. Ako foro momo mu foroti. Imanya ne la hido di molla. Ye mu yo la hido.
Before you know what a man is made of, give him power.
Give him power, exactly.
So, Adam Baro la okumo. Awatu aman sembo nene follow.
No, I knew for Brabe President. I knew for recently. Brabe President yala la knew for.
Amam also me yala ko te do kuso no Gambia na manke yeta.
No, but Demba. I knew for while he's president ako. And you know ate fo la hido tinyale.
So he did not test power at the time. He was not listening to the people that are surrounding him now. Many along ko wala interest da moment. Wala mo ila do ko, wala mo ila interest on. Amantra mo kan wala no. Bari ndanga memfo. Adam Baro ultimately I Gambia no felle. Ala nyala. I Gambia no folle. I kumo memfo Gambia amalla o kumola. I more betray. But guess what? Are you the bill for betray?
Wallahi.
Are you the bill for betray? So ni mo George la ya George akafunyo ana badi mo. I kafunyo ana badi mo ake treat nyame. Isa George wona.
Wallahi.
Because follow I jump Man City. Pour que UDP parti ta pour être in power kabia ma sorono sa atara ala on political party for Gambia men advocate ka wala one more time ana manki Adam Baro hanya ta double bije Adam Baro ka nyimen keden
okay ha
ali ba okay Gambia no nyanta mobilize le ka bondi je wallahi mo me bondi je because we want a thing we don't want the same thing continue Adam Baro is continue to perpetuate the same thing Gambia no mobilize pour ya vote out completely vote out of in come December 2020. Never will advocate la. I don't be mobilize for advocate.
Abaraka Baga Demba Balde, thank you for coming on. Thank you so much, the two Baldes, Samba MC Balde and Demba Balde.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Abaraka, thank you. Okay, Badingolo brother panel follow. Thank you so much. Very interesting conversation. It's 20:29 p.m. right now in the United Kingdom. I haven't opened the lines yet. I will open the lines. Call us all. I crave your indulgence. I know a lot of people are calling in. They want to comment. I have another panel. Wandifa Sane is joining me with Yunus Haidara. Then after I will open the lines, but Yunus is not going to stay long. He said he's quite busy, and Wandifa, I don't know how long he's going to stay. I call on Wandifa and Yunus to join me. What I will do is I will open the lines after the panelists will be dropped. I'll be American Bantabala. Thank you so much. Way forward, Constitution of El Fata, stalemate declaring, but the Adam along Gambia, Adam is holding Gambia at ransom. We expect all the media outlets or analysts will be ngafo jande Demba Balde Sonta. Gambia tonyale tumaranke yata na banko kam. Gambia dega mo tumaranke fufu. Average Gambian du ñebde way dañ de laxa ci wax bi. Wi dañu su problème am na media outlets yo xamne dañ bëgg please Adama Barrow bëgg please UDP. Lolu du mëna yobbu deka bi ci kanam. Nim problème be kafufu la tema. Hani misilme yar ndela londo man jam fa misilme alqur'ano to de bari londi tiolu mele alqur'ano lonti alin correct iko hani misilme banku fula ni dunta nyola ala même fo alqur'ano kono mbe nyim fola pour gambenol yalla moy ando nyinka ko audio le al mamul nimbe ko momen fola jani toñanti ala fo sehu se le nyim même fa manke toñati, and I will come here and apologize if I got the interpretation wrong. Iko misilme banku fula ni be kelo la fon comme they go itata kerol at war iko misilme bankol be nyanta kafula nyokanne the aggressor tonyendirla yala tonyendiro tandala naman son ye deng ya kele wallahi misilme ya nyine bigede ko man tata maka nyina de wandi fa fela join he wani ba ame lockdown o mete ame bala ngame fenke be akoy me ko abe ko kot sami kadi jabe tonyela yalonte defale kam ndefongole kam fam kot wandi fa ndefongole kam kot so nte kan I always kot kam fongole kam bon bari
anyway kot no man ko le de ko lile right
ndega lile ndefuga bata so but anyway sambi benying salon zol de yelela so ngala hopefully you will go and do a haircut janin kadi jabe but maybe kadi jabe mo manda jibero la be
abinana na jaw kumba ya to fa abinana
wa wandi fa famo ke da domande molbe nyinin kala defa mo jamare kan nyinin ko wandi fa
absolutely
if I'm at a program kala so welcome to Bantaba ngamera ye ali panel so lila dia mo moyle
yeah amba la moy kanuno it was a very very productive discussion ya hakima jamalel so no jagi no so kuma bagala but anyway briefly bari na rajang to join as a guest jande men nata biro continue la kade kan to men la
kadi fela ako nko hook ako cut your hair why ako ye continue kadi jabe to nyega nyinyo min golu
da wala ko do jawla mari
but wani ba very very sad day for Gambia Mamour Job la saying and fana UDP fana na MP for the AN drama fana farmer fana bantale very sad day for our country
mo wota mo fanga IGP talaje Watson Gambia
yeah fenge UDP la tumana MP wo fana farmer bantala alama ni mani kafar kala
alama kafar na yam fakala taala mo Mamour Job ngala family be ko ton sa la police ol mume la commande mume be ngebe ko ton ala bangola ni president Adam Barrow fo mume ala government ala cabinet mume be alama alay kafar ni yam fakala alama famala nyola ino
amin ya rabbi
yeah but sadly that having said that wo ko be kola alama alay tankanyu nyola masakunda kono bare nyulu be mume be kamenu criticize jang kamenu tofo jang kamenu be kola laftale be boje kennema ma wis momo e yinu kura ye boje sako saya so alama ale nying sifa kay alama ale fa mo la fereng ni momo be talala nyum masakunda ko nakana ke nyi sifat
akana ke nyi nyoma di mo mangen na ngani yoti bare moni ala buka nyo saba fengola fana ala le ka hadama di ngola wululungo fo na la saya lungo so bari ni nyen rek misil mo ya fon e même fo ko ni hanini mo e gewo alaman tangana banda ikanala kuma ken ikanala
kuma jaw exactly
so from this minute alaji Mamour Job mse dunga e alama alaya so I am for diala wala wajibi aban tolma right now so ninna ka disagreement so it was just on policy issues nothing personal you know
yeah absolutely so basically basically kule be jamme alan ko kuma da bagale ano felenting science and boda kuma dole foga membe ko sayal sifal adama do nyande ke mira nyun lu sifal anum fanan intol Gambia mo banku ka ku bal o banko mol nkam dino fo nyameng anin ka practice nyameng there's some sort of disconnection there ndol kilo la ka wando ken ko ala ka mansa to mol fon le kon mol fon kono ala ka la mansa to mbo wolt but say nimbo logic you use la say nintol fon ke dam mo toralati fon tol ala te mansa to mo non tol kono ba men ke be ke lan tol toralati because ni na ra jibe membe kerim bi nte fon ice mind blowing wala nante bringing ko ke dam man na mind opinion si aje baga so nan ka discourage ko wala because ni na ra jibe discussion o membe kerim bi Gambia said you cannot believe ko molbe debate can whether or not sidi njaye memfo wala mu toñati nyanda talamen tala wala fo lawyer dawe memfo wala mu toñati nyanda talamen when actually bringing change be kela dara sidi njaye wala be abe sidi adam ya jemela cabinet lawyer dawe be mile too wallahi you move lol when they go to the negotiating table ñu lega sika Gambia la future decide do ko tan and modol ka sifa ka fo sidi njaye memfo len toñati
ha
very ironic Gambia la ko fala anu mbay men foka wala ñini ga kamol mu hakilo bula ni manke ko ngamira fon tambira ala be ñal kan katila anda sa yen kan katinole man tambala de ma foka ma sibe baboy mol kam but politically nayi ñaton ko la karola ala ni Gambia non may hakilo ala be ku kala nal me yalon ka be mbusala yaro la jer because hypocrisy membe kerin science is incredibly too much je Adama Barrow science ni constitutional review committee ya constitute ya kodibata ya dun jabal 116 million alama sida kama la constitution sa adama na ko constitution ni revive bara ba constitution ni revive la anu ku jama la be nyum constitution ko me yalongo même man kany retroactive clause ni ngam ran ci la ba nyim pom pare fo abe minister men tombona na minister tombona there any sort of checks and balance adama baro la fi kawla scrap amala fi parliament ka check no article president ya semboso na boda president ya la guarantee ala life after presidency be guarantee nyimba wolle ni kan among other things nyin constitution ko e kay ngaw betu e bar retroactivity ni damma e fana yo tumole an wo fana ni ajibe men be nyim fo kanteng wala na sedli ita karandale maybe ni nga nyi explain it ita sa understand no but sidin jay inte nyim fo no laway because ni nga faye mbe fana barandika sidin jay the highest level of education senior school / going to university kon debe jay education no fa okay ndebe nyame bibi lela ninte ni te nyo sabak kola mbesi ron nol mbesi right nole atra montra the same perspective but nga mel long yende karandi menna wala nyindiko ninda karam mo theory membe suffering nko theory mo tanke karanye understand nga trambe apply la nyame on the other hand ita tamiro level la ita to another level which is master's degree ita dal master's degree mune anim bachelor's pada basically it's just the possible ila ability ye karandi la pour ye theory mo da ye question no ye theory mo da ye analyze no and question them any kind of given situation so that being a lawyer being a master's degree holder being somebody me alonko you know I karaoke I faham roke retroactive closing I alone that's what they call the strict applicability wala ni ko retroactivity as a principle of law let's apply it strictly ni ake wanyama that means alanga nyin constitution kudo mba dundila ni nga dundi yaya jambele nyin jongula sol nimbo okela let me just point this out nimba akela strict application di kanyim constitution kudo mu daka dundi comme adam baro la tala nyame retroactivity ni nga bule nga bondije nga dundi wanyama that nyinda TRRC scrap la why TRRC nyinda scrap la because constitution kudo memina wobe menk afolal ko jongula le menke is a crime but after yake time momena ya jambele 1996 constitution it's not a crime for more nyinda indemnity clause nyinda ba même ni constitution ko most of these people break a crime so commit indemnity clause nyinga be constitution ko nole that means the time they committed the crime among the crime at that moment because yaya jamme wala adundi je pour ka make so ko kanyul shield e kana ila buterol ni la farol kana as long as iba ke kan ala odale kan mas ila commander la odale kan akana illegal act so that means in constitution kudo duda o ya nyol nyanta nyina lawla rambo jaaju nyol be nyanta salete la dimbali ya Gambia sol ba nyol be nyanta salal ani yaya jambe fon indemnity clause nyanta mudala anu hani yankuba toure fon yankuba ba nyol ibe nyanta bulala because muneke day nyin constitution kudo wala ba fla ko nyimu crime but constitution kudo nyin ko amange crime because yaya jambe indemnity nyina dila so if we go by the strict application of this principle retroactivity of the law that's how we should do things. That means when economic crimes will be committed during the time, as long as there is a difference between the constitution and constitutional regarding those particular crimes. So you can remember combo what a kenola. Adama Barrow has to learn something. Wala nyindiko. Come menketa Senegal tem problema menketa Senegal. So ko da bidelam tonya bar tonya Senegal be sirin kuja malaka.
Kuja malaka be sirin kuja malaka de Senegal on.
Journalists yes or no. Ako is not yes or no question. Time or mazi. What is that yes or no? Well, are you going for a third term or not? Yes or no? This is not a yes or no answer. Senegal better. So obviously there's a lot more. Yeah, me along ko inyanta address le than just me Khalifa yem accuse rape la and all that. So kuja male ken so but Adama Barrow is not learning anything from that. If anything, Macky Sall menuke afana bol ay menketeng afana bol kega wala mundi kasi ka jeki ka fuko ite bida mune fongo Adama Barrow believe ndiko ate Gambia bongo ate nyata sangi tangde lul kala masa yalla Adama Barrow lota UDP kono afo mole akoko sangi sabonte tambino wala wallahi tambila afo la kanyum fo aka kontana aka tambila sangi sabol sa ni da boda sangi sabol na da sangi lulula sangi lulu ning loya da mo politician dodi o 3 years jotna masibo be kala Gambia banko kan bara fotale banko be amoy asafita man safe is not important masibo be kala bara nala molbe findele ko alngada Adama Barrow ji imake they gave him a pass even though time we na mandia so men camera ko UDP be vengeance la jay man woto jede 3 years jotna be kala wato mena wot mo ay do bayle bar dabu ma fo kala ni dabu kala UDP executive wala kala nga findi yelol be bona bar Adama Barrow be jilal But I market. In fact, personally, I have tried as much as possible. Jump funding in 3 years.
Yeah, he stayed away from it completely.
Exactly. Moment media for kuma jama bonino about these 3 years. And 3 years jotna was a good moment. Purga Adam Baro Boni Masaya. Because I found a commitment well before that. Before the president, Kabin Yinekala, Molia Mutafi, Molson Tafi, so more based on the transitional leader. But ani UDP na mol muda e bebay ay hadani ay doya abe gara wale la dulado ima fa ko bite normal mol kumande la ngata nga fo e jindi and they have that right adama e kuke adama man kuke lo adama right so any day any minute any be naka left a protest against the Gambia government I right so
absolutely but Ibulolo je follow na Yunus Haidara joined. I have a service station all it right now. Stuck a traffic all so I think he stopped by the service station just prior Diamo in program auto briefly, Rek. Yunus, welcome to Bantaba.
Thank you very much. Alimbara. Wando
Scotland, I must say Gambia follow.
Scotland, man. I'm
okay.
Stuck here for now.
Okay.
But after me, I'm inshallah. So, Nyadilo, but Manika count for Conquedi.
Manika for her about
Dr. Nadal, I said it.
Huh?
Dola UDP Karana Kuri and the Yajala Mofula with a many alonko. Bibi la Nimbaro also la state house need that means a word all mumol bay Karana because
Yalonga say one if Anka Balafala because you want to Asad Martin Bedusano Feniola, Dusano Mankarang, Anung, Walangame lawyer double for Bafala, Barola advice solo, or de Burubani Mara. Every day more de Busula Doro, Barola advice solo and Karang. But you come all Jabi.
Adela ko en bala ba bara de baro advice no la de dam do kara na one time for baro e drum baro offline de kam
baro je understand
Asad Martin dem fajelo la go some of these advisors hands like a Tom Printler use because he was silent.
No, but it's very sad. But Yunus, welcome on a sad day today. It's really sad that we lost our IGP. The IGP of Gambia, Mahmoud Job, lost sadly passed away today. We pay our respect to him. Nameko, he will be late to rest. The police have announced that he will be late to rest tomorrow. Because Shinchu somewhere, somebody just commented. But actually, welcome to if you want to pay your respect to him. And also, two people, UDP Fanana, MP Fanana, 4 a.m. drama, Fanana Farmer Bantale, B. Alamani Manika Farkale Bay.
Listen, aku kita tunubat ini ya, ngambil alba fokanu, ngaje wat Gambia fana. Ala talal ya, alama ala ila Johnson yang dikila horor.
Amin ya Rabbi.
Janatul Firdaus kila.
Amin ya Rabbi.
It's very sad, but we can only pray for them at this point.
Yeah.
Mbela la moedla kontona. Mbenu kachala moekan very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting topic and very important topic as well. Thank you very much. Kang invite Purunda etara kacharo. So yes. So thank you very much.
So Yunus, no problem. You're welcome. Ngaje safari ke Facebook ngara fatu network fon ya sial. Yalo lamin jaya te ngala ke basere rek ni Yunus Haidara safari ke rek. Aita ya sambila page auto ay to keji. I fengo ke ban ngamera nga tonye lamin jaya yalo ndo malom nga tonye. But anyway, Yunus safari ke but ye PDI is fanang tonye jelede. Coach Fang wasn't happy with you, coach. So but ngela safari so in draft constitution ko Yunus I feel I'm being at a dead end. So itela jeroto, what is the way forward here?
Ndele coming after nyame na saferoto ndenga jelo ko baro yalong fengol nyanda nga make sure actions will have consequences.
Yeah.
And consequences in this regard is baro ayala own interest like a Gambian will la interest nyado. Even though Gambian will wakilta le wulta a participate in any way possible.
Yeah.
Ke conversation on yindo komi ila fila bankwe maranyame. Ila lua bukuba memu constitution ila fa lua meye taraje. And kabrin kelo wulta kaya jame kele ni foka bondi. Mol kuki na jame is fundamental. We want to stop self-perpetuating rule.
Exactly.
Because aka impunity lanate. Aka mantoro be ba kono abega ke kamukilo ikaje mokilo na jamano bembe mansa fula o mansa kili na sotola.
Wallahi.
Ni meta in power to they become corrupt and they become in their subconscious mind they become retired without even knowing.
Yeah.
But for accountability, we want them to serve for 2 terms and 2 terms only. Ya models. So ntonga kelo mbeke nga barona tenga sindi. Amange kala darajola ya CJ. Amange kala londo ya CJ. Mole nga tenate nga nati purae changing facilitate. I transition when facilitate. But then another U-turn on all the promises.
Wallahi.
And then one chance when I sort of put the constitution with the Gambian wala put wait a literal legacy. I can't okay.
Wallahi.
So saying the only way forward there, we have to teach him a lesson. And they couldn't for the party member ila stand Benjamin on the constitution. Then at the UDP run a wulta party will be Benin constitution or Murundila nane. Ngadi Gambian wala. It all from where I decide. For ila faying constitutional family. So we now they feel that what OTJ because of all the processes mentioned the referendum. I don't think they will have the resources. IEC, there's no time, there's no resources. Puri for referendum okela. Ni negotiation no big a fight tambi after referendum after in December elections. It's not feasible. So saying al patio menko be constitutional muruna nan kadi Gambia no la alngesi anga baro bondi nga vote undi UDPSC yana banko mara la fara ame ya kumolene iko be constitutional na atila molyan then referendum baro nyule menke is malolem nde ya ninga mira fo buka hakilo buka adandula jeno
wallahi malo warta bakele. It's very embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing. After spending 116 million. You know, and if UDP, UDP, Africa UDP Jalaya Kuala. UDP ka. Kaitandi ko ito level lori nying kuobenya. But UDP mantara lori nying kuobenya because coming AG nying document or table at the parliament, UDP was with the AG on this.
Yeah.
It's only later that we found out the AG is not he's not taking this whole thing apart. Amantara advocate come from Puruka Pass. President Barrow may atele government promise atela was that among Hanika message ka statement make for Gambian level alafeng. So as it has no UDP level or in Yato. Kabia not UDP loader they vote unanimously.
Yeah.
Put constitution no part. But the executive Amantarela interest and they in the process they killed this document.
But Yunus thank you for that brilliant contribution. UDP Tomandia. UDP okay in Gambia. Hani UDP that comment for UDP drag. But then about media dolka kele for obvious reasons. Because Gambia political being near UDP for articles of a UDP for it becomes widely read. So people want to get ratings, they just want dolka ke wale kamade. I know what the game is because being near suffer of a GMC and in party dollar with no disrespect, more dramatic interest. So what I make a UDP for obviously, but UDP has nothing to do with this. Our position is we've been very consistent on this draft constitution from the word go. Like Adabo funded la kala kato for draft constitution. Even day before this was debated at the National Assembly, he personally went Facebook Live. My father, to be fair to him, he said, but he told now seemingly they want to give in to this retroactive issue, so which is very sad. So Gambia and Tolga na Jimmy Mo killing way, Mome Alonko, I mole fisher wale Abalafa watale, Yunus.
Yeah. Yeah, for a new newspaper that definitely is either 2 things, either Barobe Fendi Kaila Duma. Or if I just ratings and Unica. Because not example killing for it. Pattern network nenayafo Modole Kumafo about Madam Tambajang about diaspora donation during the election period. But Kabra Maria ila fenko ila tight ila heading into where double something double where wafo. But it was like a reg double. So you have to click it to know that it's not lawyer dabo, it's
not
another.
lawyer dabo. Kakele for ratings. Imagine keda sunkumbaro be wole fokanga ko they just do it to have viewers. Konyalo. Nyonya mengole be nyukuoto because nima UDP to for dame. Ibuka drama buka taraji. So ikanyin kele so ntol UDP call for them. Let's understand their game. Kodol for bijenga nyakasi. You understand it. We ntolman time so
we have to be able to manage this drama. Sometimes cannot too much into with emotions. We go with reason. But I think overall UDP performance is brilliant in how we are countering this the narrative, the false narrative that is solely intended to taint the party's image. We are very active. All these UDP platforms like your Bandaba platform and the UDP media, we have very committed people like yourself who are debunking all these false narratives.
Exactly.
Image of the party, and we are grateful for that. We can only thank you and say keep it up. But Fonse continue diamola and more educate about Tajirante I'm hearing. Baroni right now he has a lot of unscrupulous people around him. Many alongo, they are only seeing their own personal.
Okay, sorry, Yunus, I hate to do this. Not audience all sometimes plays a crave your indulgence. Yunus Besilo like an equal noise like a bottom from your end. Malon, what sort of noise is it?
I think
because there is a noise coming from Malon for
Monday fast for Monday farm.
Malon for whenever type whenever are you typing or whenever is away from his device.
Can you mute?
Whenever I think you can mute yourself. Oh, so sorry, I mistakenly took Wanifa out. Okay, go ahead. Whenever you can mute. Whenever mute Telesign. Go ahead, Yunus.
Yeah. So after
no, iba focus and sometimes we just I don't know, you were saying something.
We have very committed members like yourself who
are
working day and night to really counter this and debunk this false narrative that's being peddled by some of the people who are very dishonest, especially their views about the party. But it's the election year. We have to focus on the bigger picture. The bigger
exactly.
In the State House. This is a very crucial moment in our national politics, which is right now. It's not this election is to fulfill the 2016 election, the desire that we had, the aspiration that we had in 2016, which is then being hijacked by someone who wants to play the same game as what Gambians denounced during the Jammeh days. So we are back into this the same predicament, really, to try salvage the country.
Back to square one. Come on, Yunus Kadiamo Fatu Haidara. Let's advocate change. It's very sad. Nobody predicted this.
Fortunately, but this one it's a slightly different situation because that fear element is not there. So our people can willingly go out and express themselves. So we the UDP will bring Gambians the constitution that is supposed to provide the legal framework so that you can change our institutions. That should build the foundation for our democracy and to strengthen and help build strong democratic
democratic foundation.
They're supposed to be responsive to the needs of our people. So these elections, we focus on that picture. We put the messaging in. I don't know if the manifesto is ready yet, but we need to really spend time reading and coming out and talking more.
There's a lot of work. I can tell you there's a lot of work in the background on that. right? Yeah, and I'm sure na Funtitanang, we will have a very good case to present to Gambians. So from all aspects, UDP points, the 5-point agenda has been worked on. Obviously, Lawyer Dabo laid that out during the Congress. The agriculture Senobundala Karola the Maputo declaration commitment 10%, and Lawyer Dabo explicitly agriculture will get a lion's share of the budget. The UDP Masakunanata health will be a priority. And held Amakela lip service. It's very sad, to be. In fact, some I'm going to expand on that because Biman times.
Lawyer Dabo is very is ready really to help take our country forward. I had private discussions with him. See that I've seen how really committed
he is.
To make sure Nanying Jamano men Gambian cannot winning Batan in Fuareakon. I have some of the programs that he had in mind and that he is willing to implement.
It health sector being a very maybe you are more aware of news kusifal. Na lopitano to oxygen form problem leti. Wheelchair iko form problem leti. In fact, story dole narrate ni man believe ko mole tata RVTH. So among yin disabled wheelchair soto kendingo nying sasato nying ya temkule ya samba sita tabulo kan oxygen man soto. I think abe batulora rek in the process kendingo nying banda. Lack of basic things na lopitan bato. B in this day and age. Many information of is somebody very credible. Amari be bantala bankole kam famu atada Gambia holiday la akonye mfamu living witness letidi amanke ko nkoko kumolo nyindi akonye ko basic things na lopitano la karola wolam to la problemoti. So UDP man sekonda ntolbe men fokan Gambia no le wolam let UDP meta nyini karola le okay meta nyini ndirola le ale man sekonda di nga jibe ni UDP mang la na promises all fulfilled, then Gambians have right. Kafu atole nyimfo jang, albe nyinkela jang, 2026 they can punish UDP. Yeah, understand it. Mafo kombe magical formula le sambalana whereby be fengol be falling na within 5 years, but at least UDP government will start building the foundation of Fongolo because nyima secondary opportunity to build the foundation, and it's a missed opportunity for Barrow. Yunus.
You are right, Nick. Nin story sival defana ke moila kan yo toro ba ke galonko nyul their daily occurrence. Because of medical negligence, lack of basic resources, like you said, fenkoning oxygen. We should be able to have oxygen in our hospitals. Muso konomal be banna ni timuta lal mel bijende malo mus kono bana every day kanyin si falle moy mulka but UDP man sekunda because ikaje health ila budget ni menka dum fengoto ndebuka longa katada because abuka any changes ke afa fana donors all melkana from the outside international institutions. I don't see any difference that it made. So they are, as the government in waiting, they are very prepared. They're preparing. Kabumbe Gambia have attended few meetings with the health committee, and central to the discussion is infant mortality, maternal mortality, musolbe bana, dingolbe bana, timuta watolgon. We will work to strengthen the primary health care. We will digitalize the health system where we will have people will be able to have medical record. Nimmo tata leptano to Dr. Ronyant ayeto type in their computer ayela medical history sort treatment. Also they would also help. This will also enable to generate data to be able to know which side of our how to strategize. This data will be used to inform decisions that we'll make with the resources, with the kodo nyinkamen sort of. We will build hospitals. We will also engage to sensitize the people so that they are aware, because we want to help the people to help themselves, not to come to the hospital in the first place, to stay healthy, because that's the overall strategy. Even with the World Health Organization, we want to enhance the primary health care and people to be enlightened and take and know exactly what is causing their illnesses and how they can be prevented, and this will ease the burden on the health hospitals a bit, and that can give us room to develop these hospitals and train healthcare workers, make sure they are qualified, and also we should have specialists. We will train people to become specialists, because right now there is no cardiologist in the Gambia. If you have to open your heart, you're gonna have to go to the abroad for treatment. If you cannot afford that, you will die. So we would do as much as we can in the Gambia, and cases that we cannot handle at home. If patients who are going abroad, we can, if they cannot afford it, we can have at least subsidize their costs for them, pay part of the cost for them, so that they'll be able to. But once and more, Marco, if I can they are respect, let them understand the causes of disease and try to prevent that. We would make massive campaigns to keep that, to plant that in their minds. Lawyer Dabo, I plans better for Mira for the plans that he have. He wants to build a big medical school, a teaching hospital, because the RVTH one is not suitable for that purpose. But UDP will do all that.
Inshallah.
We will talk more about this when the manifesto is ready.
When the manifesto is out, we will definitely talk more about it.
We'll be talking about all these areas, the plans, the awesome plans that UDP have for the people. And Lawyer Dabo promised me that these things will be implemented to the letter. It's not just a plan, but it will be implemented.
Yeah, inshallah. Abaraga Yunus Bangale Besiloka, I take leave of you now. Thank you so much for your time, moments of Canada, despite your very tight, busy schedule. You're on the journey on M20. M20, which one? Which motorway are you on?
All right. Allah Baraka.
Abaraga Yunus, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, mbari ngolo wolo na brother to Yunus Hyderabad, Scotland. Allah baraka, thank you so much. Ngaje ko na seri kun ka dole ben komen ka mudu lamin seri kan wheelchair mbe wala, WHEELCHAIR, we call them here in the UK wheelchairs. So equal mantra gamin you disable you can use them for disable more than ankle and your role. Porque samba Gambia hospital la TJ is very sad. Karinyai, nga message o menki check your messenger, check your WhatsApp, because now telephone do ate kaputale. A kaputale. Karinyai put the full message. Even full message o beke jere. They can also call through messenger. I send you that message. So now 183. Alkanam call wala kaputale. I need to restore it back. Kaputale kabe wolum. Jamanol Konyaria Kaputale, na telephone Kaputale. So the second one, the 183 is working, but the other WhatsApp Kaputale is not working right now. Nali and call attention. So now the lines are open. Memo later. Whenever I call us from Gambia, thank you. Ngaje Karinjai ba Tony Kango. Whenever I'm bachelorette, but whenever I'm musunyin la Janin 2021. Karinjai la Tony ndo wata bagi. Whenever ngal be nyakalankalan nale. I'm so new because you know me call carton back and you know me call for lifetime one ako one never bachelor tabirola. So thank you so much, wheelchair accessible. Yeah, thank you so much, Jola Famara. So Nemo call through Facebook Messenger for now. I'll see call no WhatsApp. The lines are open. I'll to remember call earlier. I didn't take a call. There was somebody who was also constantly trying me from Spain. The lines are open in the next 15-20 minutes. The lines are totally ali panelists all kachal maile ni momo lafta alfanan la hakilo and the program of record can WhatsApp. Thank you so much, Wali Jini ani apply sizemele alang kani program record. Na keba fane udil kendo lebula bi wamba seri mas sukuta demba do forumo kono Samambek na kebala audio play la janne ko kendol men bula jam samamba sorry tenelongo babula on political perspective. So Alaji Toure, bismillah.
Wonderful show.
Thank you.
Lafta yamuna damen wala mu Serili.
Yeah, me mai kanne.
Nkoloko. Nyanja ka damen to funno lafta komantawol ba janne mo kasi yemmen fo adama baro ay nim fo le comment la editinga man bete ay fala ning tati de sto nim na kono.
Yeah. Ha yo fala ning tati do ngole nka demba balde advice wala men ke ko aya fo le bi fa ke president. Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that. Ko mo ni la hiro imanya na hiro tinyala hiro. Yo bare comment follow te amera fana hono bisinu dabo la ni ta Nigeria Abuja yaje abekala kufuro bereti na manta ebe folo ebe diamo be kala
ngo nama alaji mela ko kondon alama alakane la ko kono ni ngamanta wala fon chocho be wara la nyin tati
wala fon chocho be warla yaje so ngamira because near than 99.9% of all UDP supporters will bring amway akuyata nyele but bring tata adiamuta more be satisfied.
Yeah. Bari alaji yajele fongo ninga mantanu na mantanu ibe lole la nyin platform ya foko in fact wala na manso amanso na tala nyim lanto UDP man la fi nyin draft constitutional la ito le fongo be nyin banko sabotage kan ngo the level of criticism be men sutola wala be warala la nyin tafamoti
wala be warla yo nyin 54 vehicles men nyanja ya kumofo ane mfana nga elaborate la mari chopate
57 vehicles. Yeah, 57.
Yeah, 57 vehicles. But yalo comment ninga mira fana nye akumo findita wato menna. Sedi mobe suspicious also to jail. Comment amanke comment mobe are welcome. How did you say reform are welcome la unyama. Yadi. Mobe
nga half-hearted welcome there because nde muna nanko because I did deputy will be la for doyle ko man lafi so ngo okay fair but yeah
exactly wo fana yatina mol mata ko beda di mo belela anen fana wotumo definitely mo adama baro da di ko long yadele so wotumo mo malo anen fana bring the call given a woman who busenu double be government and bring a himself government more commensal financial change or nyama so tomorrow na beje meluka for and bring a kotaje fana meluka for ifatata actually be information for to be we are critical to nyanjai wo watola but come situation can change kodi
abale alon ka wala fa yalon ngaje ko abena fore abala opinion banda fore yala mo jama ka ko fore ka fole hypocrite because defo wodumo aka fo nyele ko hypocrite aka fo nyele ko don't be like the Ottoman banta UDP anyway naka debate so I understand so for the common word I can use wala hypocrite but kaka nendroke that's news to me definitely I'm again God defend like let nde ga tonal man na kabro de ma yalon hypocrite man gen nende fi bara nyanna allegation of what you understand yeah
comment il a generalized la so I call it a comment ka UDP be
no but one guy go some you cannot say most so yeah because most nigo angle go most wala come the 75% of bigger which is wrong. That's an unfair comment. I wouldn't let that pass, so
I mean apologize. I don't have apologize because yes, true man bukan nyoje wala what
no never money Mari Jobate buka bang. You understand it? You remember the first the first protest men get Westfield. Defa doy group. Ndeni mantra because that was too premature. You understand? Nimanza gonna see time new G follow ko kuranku okay. Ale right to peaceful protest. But is it fair? Is it timing? Okay. So ndeni la disa. Hanisa defa doy molde kamfari nte kamala. Even nimbe tria jona vle ko ngato le sita. Yalo na molde ole nyame kamurundin kamoka. So dynamics ka falling political. But ndema men understand. Yeah, ndema na nendiro omanya kela. Nendro, take out two of all Nendro. We can disagree. We can disagree. Yeah.
Nendro okay. It will justify no, but come and see tolerance to know come and advocate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree no le cool le come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Argument level.
Everybody all of Majire be then thank you Musa Jembuka Beng, but we respectfully disagree on face. Then Momodunda, everybody sees me Momodunda on I. Momodunda, he's obviously Momodunda and I date back from the struggle days, and Gatulune, I can cajole, but political manyang nendi rolling nobody here is our political enemy. I have a political opponent. Barrow is our political opponent today. He's not our enemy. Today, I'm not an enemy today. And the moment the NPP, the enemy, they are my political opponents. You understand? And the lawyer that when you like an enemy shoulder, you know political opponents already. And I think that should be the mantra. That should be our mantra, obviously.
The other side for
Habari alaji kukili mi ye other side if la fahamuro mawara bakede. Londo man jam ko bak. It all how
and empowerment la
kunonde fara matola nata mas yalo nata mas aseleka tu ñunu pour la on this one nata mas la ase ñunu fengele ka safe yalla fengele ka safe roke no malam fa falena Max used to ride malam fo sai iko la mo dole be fo Italy bang ilo kewo be Italy ko fo ka safe roke ando man karang but yalla mun alaji this is not a joke. It's very embarrassing. Barole lota during the media people show ako Gambia no later Baro media empowerment. So the president has given his endorsement of this page through at a formal diamo show. President of a platform make endorse. I will look at ikan blunder kaji Baro from Kawoje. It's very embarrassing. Yeah.
I mean, I let you know better English. A media should have an editing section.
Exactly.
You don't have that time. But media, media empowerment. Then you will be Safero publish like. But
Alaji, Waladina Mark Zuckerberg and in Facebook allow the editing option because you are highly educated, Alaji today, you got your master's degree, but I'm sure you would make mistakes. I do make mistakes sometimes. But quickly, I go and edit it. No one is perfect here. But Ndolula personal Facebook is quite different from Barola media platform. Like you said, as a follow, edit. Double check, triple check, then post. You understand? I'm on Corontosi, so yeah.
As correct. So
yeah, very sad.
I'm better
Amen ya Rabbi. Ano mo kana nyim politicize nyim sangoleti. More than nyim sangoleti is a sad day for us. Hadamari mbeka tele batu. Mbeka te mo malo itamina watu menna.
Political maturity.
Yeah.
Nyanta political ning kudol bondi. When it is time for politics, na political okay. Lina hadamaya fanamnata mo hadamaya fanancho.
Okay, abaraka Alaji, abaraka, thank you. Dole be call kan kasama ko how can I call in Karinja ya I remember ni pin le Budu malam fo Kadinya ya pin ne bang. Kadinya ya safele budu malam fo ya pin. Ya Kadinya ya pin rono bang. Kadinya you don't know how to pin. Nyomingo la education ofa. Kadinya yo message men safe nyanta pin la ne. Imagine do be nyinin karole nyanta pin la. Mara ye message dole ke ko. Okay, let me see whether I can pin it myself because ya Kadinya la education nyomin ko ko kalam tabak. So ngamen kiye nyanta pin la no saje people can my do I'll send call on Facebook Messenger or WhatsApp barenga pin kadi man pin rono baru fonde ba pin la no okay ndenga pin no kadi man pin rono yalo alman system will understand back bari okay Jojo Ndur ga pin le ntemaje Jojo Ndur ntengantale je sai iteni kadi be kanyata kumbur ko foreign 6 and 9 yen yep ken IoT si internet si technology yen nyara m any Italy ko fela ben call la bare ala nomba man dum Italy man dum anyway nga kibaro do soto ja manasi ikumuna na anyamoto tata jana manasi tata lifola manasi but he is bereaved so mba bala lalebi we are all bereaved. Italy caller, welcome to Bantaba.
I mean, thank you, Sadie Lee. Me content the original, me content I think the invite program also was very interesting.
Baraka.
And the some of our content Almanema and Karakale.
Amin ya Rabbi.
So Fidasu Jannah.
Amin ya Rabbi.
Dunia no waleti. Momira na wati long momira.
Wallahi.
Alma alaikum banko swaya.
Amin ya Rabbi. Amin ya Rabbi.
Yeah, I'm Cyril.
Yeah, a voice now. Who is this call again? Sorry.
I'm Lamin Fofana.
Oh, Mr. Fofana. Yeah, Ella voice is quite familiar. Mr. Fofana.
Yeah.
Regular caller to this program.
Yeah, and once again, I told them to as a Jara community. So whatsoever you are, Albakila, you guys are our mentor. You are our idol. Some of Albakila, we just look upon you, and we knew that you guys are on the track of a success of being changing the country, and the whole LRR are behind you. So Mbebin Fola is though we are concerned citizens and in Tamo Kabonang Gambia kana tubabu do mean something to us. Kana kalundu yini kana fulo yini abemumeti national development. All right. So one thing nimbije nyamta jibela what is going on? Munya tinna Gambia has to call a Gambia in this modern days. All right. Let's reflect back to 2016. What brought the coalition in place? What are the motives behind it? Why they come to the Gambians with their agenda within the problems we have and the 7 political party put kana changes make. All right. So we have gone too far with all the promise they brought to the Gambians. We believe on them and we give them our vote. Okay, sign. It told the promise you didn't the Gambian local. Okay, in this constitutional. Okay, sign didn't matter. With all the promise, so whenever we got to this point, CRC have done a job somewhere else. They are well recommended. Okay, sign. This shouldn't be a problem. I'm fully support with na party leader, honorable. I'm very, very happy. I'm very much excited at attendance in Nigeria. Because I'm going to save guy now. Nobody knows what the problem was. So, I'm not going to ang na kakao sika na di UDP ang na duko na kaf na di UDP la motel lono na kaf ko UDP le mo stop mo ke mo stop mo na jibe honorable sino daw alim patini ya mo sacrifice sa Gambia from preventing yento sekumbe konto na ngam la no be bizere mbak ndefana na contribution ndo mu ñinati ka kandi ko Gambia no alno wuli na kata wodi UDP la it's very clear ko parti min sort in her pour kam Gambia fanin anim ba Gambia be patan min kono yimo plan la soto pour kam bando o ko le akon baraka bake mbe kondo na seko once again audience will be content na
Amen ya Rabbi. Amen ya Rabbi. Abaraka, Mr. Fofana. Thank you. There was another caller calling from Italy. I think you've called a few times. There's a caller there, Mr. I think Amaribe call Kekamba. A lot of messages, condolences messages to the IGP. Caller member Italy. Mr. Jamalo. Yeah, baraka.
in Gambia, UDP man, you be a but for many long go, not along you think gonna political interest in the first place. Question
exactly.
We have MPs in the parliament, we have a man with support agents, but don't work. So Nika Jamu Mule with Java Bank Mule, Jamu Pinamu, you appear a full big big. You have put in question of and the second I got Bakoya Nola. In a television show, you don't have one of you didn't even in Bangula, you didn't come in Sala, you told me that. What do you want? I think the same thing, Rafael, following from the other table, and it was to share or they have to go to buy one. But you never even go over anyone. Before I'm not going to go for a budget. It's very clear. Because when they
call it again. Yeah, back. Elaine point is important. Extremely disappointed. In fact, ngala kumo fojana before you call keno. I before nga safela because take a menke jani me cool discourse I want to give nga safela WhatsApp to but maybe I visit ma reply amam na message because love it menna pour nga naja nga engage adiamta just so anu just so nyanta me remona they Gambia programme ka den Gambia no le ne fingo discourse mo be react you understand bawo itola fenke ila ankoni ansu therefore I spoke to one of the panelists nga message because near call ga yala panelist or tofa buko allow, which I found really absurd because Wofong is very undemocratic. I think anyanda menkela moma nyana panelist ol nenna wo ni momo ye diamo ke lafta panelist ol nenna rek anyante kotla la nyante line bar ka foko nde bi ni moy kol ke jang ala fa nyanjay to fola wala nyan ala fita Yunus to fola wala ala fita wandi fa to fola wara deme balde ntamari stop la me la moy la le yew tofo ni la fita nenna I will not allow that because Nendiro is a no-go area. But a kafoko gis so mando manango can put up some panels because ni no buy some time. Lulu kofen that doesn't happen anywhere in the world, even in the West here. People talk on radio shows. They can talk about panels. So so man, I expressed my views to him through a colleague. And even Daba Malik already wanted to disagree. Demba Malik definitely is against Democrat. I'm all allowed. So this is the problem, and in the media because it's what is number democracy view challenge and in the vacuum. Like for example, Daba Malik I would have called in and disagree with Daba. Daba ko moluman naka Sidinjai. People are unfair with Sidinjai. Yalon Daba Malik Nyantame understand that, and I wish Daba was here. Sirinjai and those other APRC people are different. Yalon tol Gambia. Amanke ko mo fada mala ware moment sentence in a court of law, all a problem. So there is what they call Bibi Dabo Beolo ethics and integrity. Ko ayalamo Bibi Dabo diamola bi ako Adama Baro Nyanta Yankuba Sonkola position consider that because ethically ama integrity so Gambia Gambia no luganya. Daba Malik Mame understand. Sidin Jai is the only APRC member who wanted to subvert the will of the Gambian people. What? Kamola Katekeso, that's against the constitution of the Gambia. And I will bring Daba Malik to here. Gambia, the constitution, every Gambian should defend the constitution. Banko Dingol Kate Ofai, President of Boita. I take over Kalila Bangkoka. You are going against the constitution. Daba Maliki Afonyeko, which other former APRC person did that? Yala wala na nyim panelisol. Ninteba panelisol to match challenge on that. Because at a Sirinjai you compare Sirinjai wanted to subvert the Gambian people all will. Constitution ko ngakatofai Adama Baro to kalindi la Gambia. So Sirinjai is the worst. Sirinjai should not be giving any platform in Gambia. You cannot do that in Germany, you cannot do that in France, you cannot do that in America. Mole kato fai iko wo mari te kal akamta loko bi niko Joe Biden te kalindila. For Donald Trump nala nyama to yabe. A lot of America la ko Joe Biden te kalindila ji. Atele manta wo kalindila bara am anyama ma ay lo ayafo wo te kalindila. So Daba Malik yalon the problem nga have Gambia na media fraternity ila level of ikamulu challenge because ida malka kolbula nyobul and that's why they want to ikanyo seal. I see Ansu Jaglan is trying to seal a panelist from criticism and that's unfair. Caller. Yeah.
So you gonna see kind of if you look at the statistics, you cannot take a few yeah, Germany by Borland government, you know, parliamentary election, you take a also you know, government, so you don't come to control we are the Maron that make it. Tell the day, they are new to they are wrong.
Okay, mbari wala barka bake mbe kola solbe tentula yalon Gambia la ko bala fa wartale kadinya mbe tonye kan ngaje ko kadinya ngah ko dan na nyomi ngo ngato mbe moja male ka pin le yara fa ya pin le mba tonye kan mba yara fa ya pin le mba tonye kan ngabaro no fanan among technology understand but yara fa ka ya pin le so kadinya I take that comment back. But mbari ngol kalbe tentula bake mena lon tangol tentula bake bawo mbe program ko mvola is 9:30 right now. We've gone past the time, the allocated time to Bantaba, so we will definitely have to stop the program here. Medema balde tentula bake, be nanjai tentula. be Samba MC Balde Tendula Wandifa Sani ani Yunus Haidara great guest be kare luntangul Samba lala ne jang platform auto time to time amanken tol damal be kadiam platform auto ndol nyanta na analysis ke jama on Saturdays mbatra la luntangul samana wato se deta nyaw be kare panel discussion so dan Wandifa and Tunko sometimes you will see us together on a program or ke ko men ka ken nyami ba Wandifa ko say ngam Saturdays aka free le so mba be kara invite la the Saturdays most of the time prakana ba on election wato le kono afanan he's ala analyst ka beri abakele mo jamala kana fika lamoy so we try to bring diverse views bari kunun Sidin Jai mota Sidin Jai sene andila no anu ngamera wish deba malik most deba malik tag ayna jante for ba trial I will try to bring him on this point na be somna kana bantaba because Sidin Jai mota Sidin Jai yalon Gambia we are so much mediocrity akamtal na media be manya men nothing dol ko ye kudul le dila ntema long I don't have any substantive evidence ko ye kudul le dila bari ika behave nyame is highly suspicious Gambia la kuo bala fabe warala nyame ngajele nganyum fol America birin Donald Trump lafta ku kala je media le fundita ya kele bari Gambia ifele media be adamo baro shimben yankam ni be questionol nyini kala fay kam to ko ka adama le defend ntema understand mo be yalonde ko adama le Gambia tardendi there's a caller from Spain but wato bantale completely wato bantale caller. There's a caller from Spain. Caller from Spain.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Wato bantale but in 2 minutes delay diam. Okay, man I do no messenger. Man na see who said the messenger call no. Okay, ila network call man bere call am. Caller, go ahead.
Asake bala baki momen na Gambia na mol de men yalon ko wabo karo ikafmena ko na intellectual ko men nenda kam mako nyamen ko kam mako ya nyam par exemple am pilindi fanam do bare mbi danila yo ko biji kadum draft constitution on e gafo ikapalindiro nung be foji fodi to liamere ko ko negotiate pour wayeke fodi haninya tara o bebe la fin palindiro na mera dio beke to liamere ko to mo affect la ba
no kola ikame volontonade ye constitution oje file mo kilima there is no perfect constitution
anu file regional fana bima
exactly
yeah bari anu intenda ka jiko itu ka negotiation no mega pour comme ka burke arambaro bele fin pour mo ye burke e ka to dia barata mallaki ka burke mo ye pour ka constitution no di molla men ne burke te ni kamara wata gobarno na beta
ambe american
asik habaru fona mi na baliya mo be teno ko ka to dia abin mo ka to dia pratim karaje ala balu garbe diari ala tamen weke bara mallafi ita buko men da kita fanan na balu so ne andi kela balu na samba silula kamalla ita na satara mu bara ko hani ita mari buka sidu ke dinu wonyama ita Gambia karanal umnya ko ya mere ko telem intellectual di mafole ko dukare ko men certificate ni diploma kaito di isandan wala de as de mobile teno angale karana
bare mobile kuninta ja mobile ngo karama fo manke my brother karama fo manke certificate damari ka doji ama certificate so do way men karando certificate so manke mo duga jela je
mo ni ci da je mi ya ye me de ci fe ki okay na manta angale karama to bari me ci ni ka mi la kendo men so ka mi nya men ni mafandula mina tin na mo ni na ko to le dikita ko to le kara karama ke ya poste to kana duka ni la kendo si fastu no
wallahi bala fa wartal
nga fenke fana mo be jamu bang la kama gis la programme koenge mina ka kula na ba ko kan ko ka ko mi la kama executive ko le cabinet ko will following draft constitution or give go about Casilo. So the executive will only more redress on the draft constitution.
I need it. You're right there, bro. Amange executive men fole nyanda kala Gambia dingole men fole nyanda kala bar ma broda jani bitala rek yalla mu kugule ne jahale baroko Gambia be batale ko mom so manana amani constitutional bula rek ay ta referendum le bajala ni Gambia non men baté ko ngol de constitutional vote la le no so manana baro don't want this to go to the referendum why
definitely adun it hamadu sida da men ko sanni saba sandi damman wa ita wala iko wakili na ko negotiate na bula ita constitutional wala fo lo pita mo bula wala sanni lo financita sen ako hani ako sen ado continue la le sen Gambia kan jumalem o intellectual jumalem o diplomat jumalem men to lani la
aja halo warale haduma ya drum haduma ya rek ani wasa balia baraka bake kola baraka bake thank you so much baraka Mr. Gassama baraka thank you tungo atemo last minute call tungo I'm about to terminate the show.
Just take me for like a minute.
Okay, go in your life, Tungo.
Monday I'll have a program. Just on Monday, so.
Just on Monday, so. Okay, in Bamba in Monday, TRC 1 week break.
They'll come Monday after this coming Monday. Yung constitution mo level la time always kamang ikan discourse. Because hindi namin ako right at the minute bringing constitution of baron na mo tafaw dahil yung constitution mo prevent from going forward amanyan na diya mo na kontak. Because men kita niya fero ni jaw ibeting question tayo kanyan di sa ni fang bulata je tora la. I'm there getting a constitutional so retrospective accompanying close retroactive close rather. We will go for the drone, but found advisors or constitutional man pare follow. It doesn't a constitutional in criticize. It's a constitution. So pare man for National Assembly, they started saying discrimination no constitutional in that. Family ala they are not going to accept it. National Assembly. Sai kila muda bakina me wala 116 million tired dundu draft constitutional kono. Draft constitutional ta National Assembly barona la mo de constitutional ni prevent from going order. Sa ay na ya realize ko yara pa ite bet den yale ke kan ifawra. Inata the same constitution me yalong kal balanta pray futa Gambia dinguluma ya tako itele la tana wale mala fara nyata kala Gambia dingula decision muli na kono waste for nothing 116 million you know some medical equipment on daja we we will get a lot of vital medical equipment in our hospitals muli kono ta stand for nothing zero. Only Justice Minister the National Assembly amanson na constitution ng amanson na defense. Saying bago na long sign ang bitakan ganang death sentence yung cause. Bago very well know that ko at the simple majority sa lumon. Yung tafal mo UDP ibebita against UDP because yalong kon ka simple majority side bitaw wala na. Say my 14-year-old male ni other people will call. Constitution ni enta pass la no tumono. Say ni na kami ikiling na gibe ni 14-year-old male ba fo ko. UDP no problem odi. Ni la tactic gibe ibagi la ko. Inga yo munenti mo ni o lonne. Wala munenti ila fa mo le tawo la isa yin ta wala coalition so So coalition si sotono. Kita ada 50 plus 1 na time because kita Gambia pa na maybe 50 plus 1 so lado kole alande UDP with the level of awareness right now in the Gambia and kono we ke kan na banko Nyai Gambia nyai ijere mo ya vera beli fano wolle be kula kan adama ko no ma ibe dogo la no mo be ya lo ko na ndra ko ila londo e botale balu mo ila londo na wolle ke to ya la adama ko no ma bi
wallahi very sad
there is no defense, there is no integrity, no self-worth. Wolle be na banko ka right now like 50 plus one the kala sende ta do ko la ala single majority mitaka wolle la
simple majority tungo simple
yeah. On December the 4th. UDP they will die natural death.
Wallahi.
If you get a NPP the family, NPP the supply because Baro ready to be Baro no process like it will take into
ya moto buruntol men sa manang ni NPP la moto ni moto jama bal iko allegedly iko Kalilu Wage wale ka sponsor nyina Kalilu Wage customs iko he gets a lot of duty waiver ka jaboli in person dis bagas jamal so na duty ika free so wo duty anyanta men jola iko allegedly ko kodoleta ka di NPP la so yeah jale nyine be foka so but Monday we will analyze these things more yeah
simple majority. It's just saying at the end of the day because two main parties, party member, the first and second will look at to the second round.
Yeah.
Like new party with a second round or a side deal on your deal or let deal on the tabuka.
More positions we join now again. Yala nyimbe mo fanko bamba maleti fanko bamba.
Tactically, UDP
Ngomo be from other Palazzo Satalajefa because he can't appoint everybody in position. Palazzo mo karanal member je wala siata Palazzo. So some people, you know, and this is the challenge that they yeah.
When UDP tell ko mama kan ko commenter minister kala in the dieta la baro ba fele lembe dani le
dila la so you join her
even on the detriment of his other ministers ajareta I will declare cabinet ko na yim party do la mo ko nati dan ko don ay ta ko daw la will pay la that is what is going to
Abarga Tungo, we have definitely exceeded our time. It's 43. I gotta stop here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Badimala Barga back and Moleton Tungo Marina last minute call about a common program also Labanta Baladin Bamba Selinas about TRR City Sotola. Mojamalebe call paying their tributes the Duakan Mamo Job. Namelo Michel Mea all of Nidiconi Mo Banta. No Martina Mun differences soto Amari Duamari. Misilma wolefo Mamour Job manken tolla jawti ndede personal manken na jawti na la jernya le matala Mamour Job na jernya le fatata on policy issues and nobody in the government personally is my enemy. Adama Barrow is a political opponent. Jawiya is too strong a word so alinga la nyina keta bankol kan in the democratic side na keta rek you know alinga dua nyoy ala be mena dua jabila momo e ko ku kejang o be ni masatala le tema fo ni masatala o kitio be kala lo judgment o minalal de you know what that will come anyway but so me dua nyinela thank you to everybody that came on the Bantaba today. It was a great show. Definitely and routinely thank you to Bantabala admin team. Kadinjai for being very supportive and Kaya Jajandur and all the admin team that they along Bantaba. Thank you so much. Alkaduku can do recording. Thank you. Screen but there are a lot of people out there supporting us. Not guess all 100 million alonko. Invitation on a very short notice. Some of these people I only invited them last night. Can you imagine? That's how these people love the country. Nyanja Bile Nadiam to be Shamandale Nadiam to confirm. Now I invited a very short notice. I mean, 3 or 4 days notice, but it's a love for country. Yeah, Gambia Nyami, well, even at the tail end near Samanandro. Because Nkalafi men Samalan and Bantaba, I understand. Bokalafi all the time UDP da mine because UDP we will have to we're the government in waiting. We're the government, what the alternative. So we have to be prepared for criticism. We have to be prepared to hear things that we don't want to hear. That has to happen sometimes, and we have to be mentally prepared for this. So for more some divergent views also, yeah. So we just have to understand that no understanding our discourse. So what I know we have to sometimes bring. So the program today over 900 people watch this show jointly on Facebook, on YouTube. Thank you so much. About 770 something people were on Facebook, and the rest were on YouTube. Thank you so much. Welcome follow YouTube. Welcome video bantada. So January election water this year and the current mold Samalamanda. Honey and Kiman to the Samalamanda. Just put our diversity sort of. So we cannot just be talking to ourselves. Nila vita maralo vela Gambia for prepare nimmeli alon ko fana miranyal fatata na the same platform. So Coco, I really wish you have K.Fati from CRR. Okay. Malam Fati, okay. All right, so that's fine. We can arrange that. So Kabul Day Temple Barakal Jay, so put a Janasa right now for Temelo Inshallah, Bamba announcing. Bamba Maslow audio, very interesting audios this morning. I listened to them, love to play again, but Monday I will try to play them in the capacity. So I Bindo Wuli Bora Bafaran, Lopitan, Pullman Bigi, Nokibaro Ninsoi Sotole, the Better Ture. Broader member of Germany, first modern state-of-the-art hospital. Commencé con single Musul the Camparing G, Bora Bankol the Camparing Wuli, Bora Bankol the Camparing, rightly so. Alkali company, they try to bring politics in that. So, Alabraka, Alamasuto Terosiala for Penelo, inshallah. Thank you. Yes. Okay, I'm going to end the broadcast in another few seconds.